Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. You can find me on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. Spelling GaelanTrombley. Enjoy the show. On episode 43, actually 44 minus 1, we have Anna Hewitt and Steph Demarias. They are back again. You've heard them, episode 22. We had a blast. Hope you guys enjoy episode 44 minus 1 of the Gaelan Trombley Show. Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. Welcome to episode 43 of the Gaelan Trombley Show. I'm already laughing because I have two of my all-time favorite guests coming back. Already breaking rules. Okay. Well, you can use them, just don't put them next to the main source here. But so I have back in studio, and we'll get into what story I want to tell you before. But we have Anna Hewitt and Steph Demarias back, and you guys, again, this would be your Illuminati thing. You guys were episode 22. You guys were supposed to be episode 44, which would have been double, but there was a cancellation this week. So you guys are actually 43. So I was actually saying if you guys were 22, 44, you'd come back as 66, 88. You come back every 22 episodes, yes. But you missed it because that's broken, so it doesn't matter.
Can we just move it back?
Just Can you skip episode 43 and just have it as a bye?
Yeah, be like, we have to do it by
Take
default.
a bye on
or just flip-flop 44 and 43.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll just scratch it. We'll call this 43, should have been 44, and then we'll have you back on 66.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're down.
Okay. All right.
That just was the perfect, boing.
The gong. All right. So the last time we had you guys on was in April.
Yep, because our bridal show is April 26th.
Yeah, so we had it in April. So it's been 3-4 months. May, June, July, now in August. So actually almost 4 months. So what have you guys been up to in the last 4 months? Clue everybody in. Give them an idea.
You go first. Yours is way more exciting.
Well, I've currently left Party Plus Events, and I'm starting my own business venture, Rustic Pines. It's going to be a wedding venue, so super hype.
We'll talk more about that. And then Anna?
I am still at Party Plus Events, and we're in peak wedding season right now, so we're really, really, really busy. And then on my off hours, I'm just stalking Rustic Pines because I can't sit and talk to Steph all day. I have to find ways to entertain myself.
That's good. And yeah, so we've just been busy doing our main things here. So so today's we know your background. So this is the cool thing. When you guys return, we don't have to actually talk about anything. We just talk about anything. Well, I guess we don't have to talk about anything specific. It's whatever we want to talk about. So it's more free flowing. You can do whatever you want.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so
we're good at that.
Okay, so we're good. So the first thing I want to ask about is I just saw Steph went to a Queen concert. So how was that? Because I'm actually, you told us about that, and then I saw you at Mansfield. I'm like, what is she doing out there? And it wasn't until after that I heard some music and I was excited. And your dad took a video and it had two of my favorite songs in a 15-minute video. So I watched almost the entire video.
Yeah, so they kind of rapid. Not rapid flew through, but all their songs are 5 to 6 minutes. So they kind of did 2 minutes of each song and kind of intertwined them all.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. And they also did a hologram thing. So Freddie Mercury was kind of on the stage at some points. And Adam Lambert would go to the back. And there was a hologram of Freddie singing.
And then right with them playing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's kind of freaky.
It is freaky. So they did all the sets. Obviously, they ended with Bohemian Rhapsody. Marnie and I went nuts because that's just started, and you know how you
Oh, it's great. It's a great. So I think that's one of the all-time best songs ever.
So great. So that ends. They turn everything off, and it's silent, and then the crowd just starts going.
Did they?
And then they come out for the encore, and they do "We Will Rock You," and then "We Are the Champions."
At the end, that's awesome.
So good. But Adam Lambert is just a star. He just fits the role so good.
incredible voice. Cause
I remember the range is like.
Well, he was on American Idol, and I remember him coming on. I was like, this guy's not going to lose. He ended up losing, which was crazy. But
who was it? Jordan Sparks that he lost to?
Oh, I don't remember. But
I don't even know, honestly.
But
I thought it was Taylor Hicks.
He was a phenomenal singer. Taylor Hicks. Is that the guy that looks like he was like 80?
Yeah, and he was only like 30.
Yeah, he had like real
But
gray
I don't
hair.
think he ever got like a record deal after.
I don't think any of them did. I think the biggest one's just Carrie Underwood,
Kelly Clarkson.
Obviously, yeah, and then Adam Lambert. I think are the three
but
biggest.
Just imagine like going on to American Idol and you're singing with Queen.
Yeah, that's incredible.
You literally are the lead singer for Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of that's to me the crazy part, and I've seen him on a couple things sing. He's pretty good. I mean, he's not Freddie, but he's very close.
Yeah.
Very close. Like, I mean...
Yeah, he's really good.
He has the range. He has a different sound, but he's got the range of at least...
And he's got, like, the tude, like the...
Yeah, he's like an entertainer. Mm-hmm. He puts on, like, a show, kind of like Lady Gaga. They say she's, like, a performer. Like, her talent is crazy, but she puts on this, like, psycho, amazing show.
I've never seen... So, where does that stack up, like, from a concert perspective? Like, concerts you've been to. Like, I love going to concerts, but, like, the concerts you've been to, where does that rank as, like, your top favorite ones?
I'd put it like right in my top 3. It's just a whole different vibe than like, because everybody knows Queen. Like you're just like reliving. Not that I was living like during that time, but like it brings you back to a whole different like vibe.
I think it's incredible because the songs are iconic.
Everyone knows them, and like everyone's just like having a good time and
even songs I think Jordan, I was talking to her, like, I was playing it one time, and she's like, wait, Queen sings this? And then, like, Queen sings this? I'm like, yeah, they sing quite a bit. They have a big catalog. I haven't gone back and listened to a ton of older bands, but I have, like, some on my bucket list. Like, Queen's probably one of them, because I always loved Queen when I was little. Did you see the movie?
Yes.
It was great. Did you see the movie?
It's such a good movie.
You got to see it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's really good.
My mom and dad loved it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I would easily watch it again. It's one. Well, the music's great, but like the storyline's good and it's entertaining. Like the film itself is entertaining because it's kind of like I want to say rags to riches, but it's like the start up to where obviously they were megastars. So
and Freddie just like confident through it all.
Oh yeah, he was.
Didn't what's his face get an award for it? What is his name?
Remy Malek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the Oscar.
Yeah, he got a lot of attention for it.
He was good and he looked very similar to Freddie. Mm-hmm. Like very similar.
Yeah, they did before and afters though of like different like almost like outfits he's wearing and then like the original, and he actually kind of looked. It was kind of like a time warp.
And they did the majority of their set at Live Aid they did in the film was almost identical. So they pretty much took like the 15-minute set and just like dumped it all in and said we're just remaking the whole thing. It was really cool.
So did they remake it or did they take some footage from actual Live Aid? I couldn't tell. My dad was like,
no, the movie was all reshot.
Okay.
And what I heard was that was the first scene. The first scenes they shot was Live Aid. So they did that before, like basically the first day of filming. Like, by the way, you're gonna go do the Live Aid scene, and then we're gonna work our way back and do everything else. Like you thought they would kind of film like that maybe at the end.
I didn't know that.
That was one of the first ones they filmed, and then like he went out and like hit all the dance moves. I say dance moves, but he like the choreography. Obviously, Freddie didn't have like a dance set up, but he just the way he moved the whole show, he basically just followed it to a T all the way through. So that was pretty cool. But I'm kind of a old '70s rock hippie guy. As my mom listened to, so growing up, that was all my music.
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin.
That's like I feel like that's kind of like the party music. You go to weddings and stuff. Like
Queen's got a lot. Yeah,
you go to a gala and it's old time.
The
jams.
What's your favorite Queen song?
I don't really have a favorite. Like there's just, I guess Bohemian Rhapsody is just like, just gets me in the mood. But
I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I love Don't Stop Me Now, and I love Somebody to Love. Yeah. I just think those are just classic songs. Obviously, they have way other good ones. Like I don't know why I like Bicycle.
I like Flat Bottom Girls. Too.
Fat Bottom Girls and Killer Queen.
Yes.
I'm a big Killer Queen.
Radio Gaga is good too because then we did the.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's a ton. I don't. You have a favorite, or you don't know? You don't know the catalog as well.
My family loves Bohemian Rhapsody, and when it comes on, they act like a bunch of animals. It's it's straight chaos.
Even in the movie, they like the record guy. He's like, yeah, this isn't going to be a song. This isn't.
Do you know what's funny in the clip? Because we watched a couple. Like me and my wife were like obsessed with the movie for like a week. You know, we just watched all this stuff, and I'm like, I really liked Queen before, but then you started like realizing the backstory. I'm like, I didn't realize that and that and that. So once you started kind of hearing stuff, the lyrics made more sense on a lot of songs. And one of the funny things on it is Mike Myers plays the producer. Mike Myers is like a huge Queen fan, and at one point in the dialogue. He goes, "Oh, I just don't see this as being music. Kids can jam out to in their car or headbang in the car." Which is funny because if anybody's ever watched Wayne's World, that was how it tied in. Did you guys ever see that?
No.
So there's a very like iconic scene in Wayne's World where him and Wayne and Garth are driving in the car, and I think they're going to like a record shop or something, and they're playing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car, and they're just headbanging in the car, and it's iconic. So it was kind of funny how that's what he said in the line was that I just don't see people headbanging to this in the car or kids headbanging.
Yeah.
So
every time I've ever seen
but
it
is because it just starts like so chill, and then it like.
And everybody always gets into it. That's like, I feel like that's why my family loves it, is because it's like one of those songs. It really does. It builds up, and then everybody it kind of takes off and crazy.
What you guys want to see, if you guys can, is go on Google Bohemian Rhapsody. I think it's like Green Day. And the Green Day concert was about, like, they're waiting. The crowd's out there. They're waiting for the people to come up. So they're playing Bohemian Rhapsody as, like, before the band comes on just to kill time. So there's a camera on the back edge of the stage looking out over the crowd. And it films the entire song, and the whole crowd is singing the song, and you can barely hear the music, and all you're hearing is pretty much the crowd singing. And then the part where it like gets really fast and everybody just starts jamming, all of a sudden you see drinks go flying in the air from everybody, and they're all just like headbanging, and you see the crowd just all bouncing up and down. So if you want to take like 6 minutes, it's worth watching because it's to like the record, but it's so much, it's incredible, and
that's pretty cool.
Like you just see like
that would be the concert it would happen at too. My cousin
insane.
went to a Green Day concert, and he was like they were totally underrated because he always liked them. I'm not really into them.
Yeah,
but
I'm the same. No.
It was like in all the videos, the people are like headbanging and like dancing and crazy, and I was like, I mean, it looks like everybody there was partying so hard that you don't even have to like them. It's just fun.
Live music to me, like live music, I could pretty much go to any live music and I'd be okay. It's gotta be really bad. It's gonna be like trashy, like I don't know, disco, rap, like all that, was it Skrillex?
EDM
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I don't know if I could do that. I got like music. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool. Like if you have it like working out or something, or like honestly, we use a lot of it for like videos and stuff, but. Or like Avicii and all that, like EDM. Was it EDM?
EDM, yeah. I've seen like
electric dance music, right?
I went to one concert in Helsinki, Finland with my brothers. It was like pouring rain, but
she's so cultured. I'm just here running.
It was awesome. It was like headbanging, like
Who was it? Was it?
It was a bunch of artists. So it was like
I'm sure it's
Skrillex, Marshmello, Chainsmokers were there.
Like I'm sure it's cool because they're like
Chainsmokers.
They're huge, but are they that kind of music? Chainsmokers?
Yeah, I've never heard a single person. I have several friends that have gone to Chainsmokers concerts, and they're all like, it's amazing.
It was so good.
Are they just like DJs that play music, or they actually sing?
Well, now they do. The one, what's his name? He
he
sing
sings
some of the songs. He does.
Because I know
it's like it's got to be, I guess, a mix. I couldn't say too far one way or the other. You know what I mean? Because
like they've got some songs that they'll play on the radio, but they've got other songs that are just like their DJ mixes and stuff that like qualify as like EDM.
Because we went to a Coldplay concert, and it was right after. Coldplay. I sat front row at a Coldplay concert. I'll show you. Did I show you the pictures?
No, but you talked about it with us.
It's insane. I'll show you video and photos. It's incredible. But they played. What's the song? Something like this. Is that what it's called? It's like like it's like So they had like the music playing in the background, but that was like their big hit single at the time for that concert tour, which was the Chainsmokers. I'm like, I don't hear the Chainsmokers singing. I didn't realize they were the music people.
Yeah.
But Marshmello is the guy that actually like wears a marshmallow in his head, which is weird, but whatever. And then Skrillex is like the crazy dude, but like his music's like I've heard of his music. Yeah. Did you watch the Avicii documentary on Netflix?
No, but
I sad, but like good. It's like a very well done documentary, but like that, that poor guy, like I think just like worked himself to death, like, and it was very sad, but like the guy had so much talent in that field. I don't know next to nothing about that, but it's a very good documentary. I like music documentaries.
Me too.
So that's kind of one of those draw me in.
I kind of just like documentaries. Yeah. I feel like I like it.
Well, no, I do. It's just like when it starts, like sports I like, but then like for some reason music I like.
Because you don't realize the extent, like what they go through. Like, and a lot of it is like they get into the drugs and all that, and like you see them like climb out.
Wasn't Avicii into drugs?
Yeah.
Well, you got in. Well, no, actually, what happened?
Like what? Actually, why did he actually die? I don't think I ever like actually heard the final thing.
So, I looked it up on Wikipedia. Like basically, like it was Wikipedia him. Like like I'm one of those guys. Also, as I'm like watching a movie, I'm like Wikipediaing the movie.
No, I do that, and then sometimes
so I'm not the only. Okay.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
I'll be like, oh, so they shot this in Norway, and this person was supposed to play the leading role. Like I'm going through as the movie's on, which is weird, but now I know I'm not the only one. But for Avicii, I'm going down through, and then it talked like why he died. I thought it was like a drug overdose. According to Wikipedia, it was not a drug overdose. It was like, I mean, I guess I'll say I don't give a shit, but like supposedly he like cut himself with like a wine bottle, basically cut himself to death or something. That's what the Wikipedia says, and I don't know if that's legit. I
didn't know that.
I don't know.
I wondered though,
so like his family put out a press conference just saying he died suddenly, but like Wikipedia,
that's what I had heard was that it was, like,
said that, and I'm thinking it was an overdose on drugs because what happened was he ended up getting something was happening. He was having like I think it was like stomach issues. So he was getting like ulcers, or he was getting something like from working and stress and everything else. Because as he got more successful, he like set the bar too high for himself, and he was stressed out. He wasn't like getting better or whatever. Like I mean, it was more I don't say self-induced, but he put a lot of stress on himself, and he worked long hours and all the time. Wasn't getting much sleep and wasn't eating correctly. So he was getting these stomach pains. So then he ended up getting on like basically painkillers, and I think he got addicted to painkillers. So I don't know if it was actual drugs. I'm sure he was on. I'm sure like any of those guys has probably took drugs. Yeah. But I think he was on painkillers because of that. And then I think because he was on painkillers, it kind of just like...
He tip you into depression?
Yeah, and he got depressed. He canceled a tour. He was basically like moved out. He's like, this is too much stress on me. And then like long story short, he obviously, suicided. And like that was like the whole thing was just like a downward spiral. But he was young. I think he's my age, I think.
Yeah,
like not my age when he died. Like he's legit. Like today would be my age. Like which is freaky because he passed. Like,
and he has like a baby face. He looked much younger to me than he like was. I always thought he was like.
Yeah, I think he's like 26 when he passed. I thought he was closer 27.
To mine. And everyone in the industry was like super close with him too.
Yeah, they said he was incredible, and I didn't realize when you start watching the video, like Chris Martin for the thing, he's like sitting there. Like, at one point they're playing, he like turns and just stops and like looks at him and goes, "Dude, you're fucking incredible!" Like. To women, like, of course, I don't know anything about this stuff, but obviously when you have somebody in the music industry that's been around as long as he has, to say that, and obviously he was with a bunch of other artists, it wasn't just him. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, the movie's very good. I mean, I kind of spoiler alert, but
do you like see lightning out there? It keeps like catching my eye.
It might.
It is.
There was one day I was out here and there was a bolt of lightning that came down. It was kind of clear out. It was pretty cool. It was like
like you saw that.
Yeah, it was like a hairline lightning kind of thing.
I keep like seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and then I'm like turning.
So you haven't been in the office before. So this is a way better setup than remember in the first one we did?
Yeah.
In the little like.
Except I liked that little office.
I do. I love it. Like for me, it's kind of like nostalgic now, looking back at it, because that was like my first like move into my own space, and now we're here, which is night and day from what we had before.
It was a good one-man office.
Yeah, and now we're growing, which is good, but. It just I like having the view. So
now you're like in a high rise.
So nice up here.
It's cool. I think it's the best view in Plattsburgh. Like eventually,
got to be one of the top.
Eventually, because I can actually like. There's a couple. If you go farther down that way, they have some good views. But I really like it.
But you can like walk downtown for lunch. You can like.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I should.
It's like you're right in it. You're right in it.
I go down to Campus Corner to get breakfast.
I mean, you did drive to lunch the other day.
Who was the one that wanted to? I did, yeah.
Downtown.
You wanted to do Campus Corner, right?
I love Campus Corner.
I like Campus Corner.
I can go.
Except, do they take cards yet?
No, cash.
They need to take cards.
Can you do early?
Irks me.
What's early?
I have to be at work for 10:30.
So yes, I can, Steph.
I was thinking,
do you ever see his post where he's in here at like 7:01?
Okay, well, I didn't.
I was hoping. I thought you were gonna be like 6. I'm like, well, I'm planning on going to the gym for 5:30 tomorrow, so I usually do 7:30. Breakfast.
Over there?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Positive?
Yeah.
Remind me before I leave here so I can put my calendar.
I got stuff to do.
Remind me. Do you have your phone on you? Text me right now and say breakfast at 7:30 and I can go. And Anna, if you're up, you can go. Anna won't be there.
I wake up at 7:30, but maybe I'll surprise you.
10:30. I was like,
maybe I'll go. Maybe if I'm feeling motivated. It's Friday. Maybe I will be up. Sometimes I get up way earlier.
And Steph, text also get money, cash.
No, seriously.
Because I think I have $5 in my wallet, maybe. I
got it.
That's like that's why I don't go as much, is because I never have cash.
No, we can do that tomorrow that's perfect. So we'll do 7:30 breakfast. Oh, guess what I got going on tomorrow? First time ever. I'm gonna be in Strictly Business
Really?
Yeah, which is cool. I've never been in
That's actually so cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat.
Congrats. That's exciting. That's a local win.
It's good. I've never been in a magazine before, so that'd be cool. First time.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now you know you've made it.
That's it. So now I'm going to...
You've peaked, you're done.
So I'm going to get a couple copies, hand them out to my friends.
And now he's down and out.
That's it. I just peaked. I peaked early.
What was it? I missed it.
I'm going to be in the Strictly Business article. An article in the magazine.
Weren't you just in the paper?
Was I?
Yeah, the Rustic Pines was in the paper the other day. My dad
It
told
was?
me. Yeah.
Really?
Unless it's another barn venue that I didn't know existed.
What did it say?
I don't know. I tried to find it. I couldn't locate it.
I wonder if they just re-released what we released like months ago.
I don't know. Maybe it was my grandma. There's a fruit fly swarming my microphone.
What? So Steph, just go right into it. Tell us your new venture. Like, can you like talk about it?
What was that look? It's like, okay.
Oh, I she just gave me a look. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Bring it back. We don't have to talk about it.
Sorry, I just okay.
She
froze. I'm like, wait. Then I'm thinking in my head.
You remember your opening event?
Yes.
Then I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, wait.
I was in the paper.
I'm like.
Yeah, no, they literally just told me.
See, I'm getting excited for one article, and Steph's like, I can't even remember how many times I've been in the paper. Just can't stop counting at this point.
So popular.
Just stop counting. So,
anyways,
yeah. So tell us about your new venture.
We are currently in the process of building a 60 by 100 post and beam barn structure for weddings. It's right in Plattsburgh, off of the Military Turnpike. We have property like my parents live on the Irish Settlement Road, and it extends back like to a private road called the Kelly Road. And we've always wanted to develop on there. Like we were going to do apartments, and then I was working in Florida, and I was like, I kind of want to do like a barn venue at some point. So like moved back, started working at Party Plus, and then my dad's like, yeah, let's put the barn venue up. So
how long ago did you guys come up with the idea?
A little over a year ago.
That you really like started prepping it and planning it out?
Yes, it like started going into full effect, like permits and all that in December of this year. So it's been like a lot. Like we had to go through like DEC, like the wildlife and all that. There's like wetlands and stuff that are preserved like in the landlocked properties down that road. So we had to go through all of that. And now
you guys are like doing the foundation right now.
Yes.
So I watch those progress pictures.
So some of the concrete got poured with like the footers and stuff. So now
did you put your hand in one of them?
Not yet. When the slab goes in, when the slab goes in, I'll do my like little handprint or whatever.
Steph Demarias, CEO.
Yes.
You do the Hollywood star.
When you have like 17 venues.
You should do it though, so it's on the inside. So when you're actually at the venue, like over in the corner, you actually have your handprint inside the venue though. So people would be like, "Oh, Steph did that," and it'd be like,
"That's actually so cool."
Yeah, like
I love
almost
that
like
idea.
a cornerstone kind of thing. So you like put your handprints in, and then you have like you actually like don't write it in. Put your handprints in, and then get something else. Because if you try to stencil it in, it gets all like it's crappy. So just put your hands in, and then in time. Like once you get going, then get like a little plate that you can like drill down to the ground and say like Steph like concrete poured that day, and then put the actual date.
I like that.
Because that would be dope. Because then at the end of it, then all of a sudden like 30 years from now, they'll be like, oh my god, 2019 they poured cement and
hands.
And
wonder if they grew after.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that idea.
I just think it's kind of cool. And then but have it so people can see it, so they can actually like almost walk over your handprints kind of deal. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yep, you need to do that.
Do that.
There you go.
100%.
Be cool. Like party and be like, oh, look at the handprint. So
it's me.
Now tell people kind of how that's going to work out. So obviously you're going to be the coordinator.
I'll be the venue coordinator. My dad will be there on site. So we're doing all like in-house, like caterers, preferred caterers will come in. We'll have like a full like catering prep style kitchen for them to come in. We also, my dad is like really, myself too, we're really big into like getting like antiques and like eclectic type stuff. So like we have a barn at home like filled with like old like milk jugs, like wagon wheels, like tractors and things like that. So like with the packages, we want like our clients to be able to go through and like sift through that stuff. Like I had like an idea with like the tractors, if they want to put like just married on the back for like pictures and like drive off with it. Dylan has this old wagon that he's restoring that he's going to make it like custom like for Rustic Pines and stuff for people to do packages and things like that.
I'm excited. I think it'll be good. I
like how like rustic-y it is.
I want it to be like people, whatever vision you have, this is like our slogan is your blank canvas away. It's like you come in and you make the space in the venue how you want it to be. for your wedding.
How many people do you think it's going to hold?
So inside 250,
Oh,
we'll
geez.
have like a patio area.
sorry, I was thinking like 150.
I didn't realize that many people, actually. I didn't realize that.
Wow. So yeah, you can hold pretty much any wedding.
Yeah, and we can accommodate more if you want to do like an indoor outdoor like seating style. Like we'll have a patio area with like bistro style lighting and like poles like that. So you
and like high top tables and stuff. So you
yeah,
sit there and
cocktail
have drinks.
tables.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have
I'm
like
so
all
pumped.
like the like lounge furniture and things like that.
So
Fire
I'm gonna
pits
put
outside.
my bridal show in her venue this year.
are you?
No, I wish.
Oh.
Maybe next year.
That'd be cool.
If it's done in time, if you're doing it in April, I don't know if we'll be completely finished, but the year after,
Yeah, we're at the
2021.
crate for 2020, but I mean, it's an
2021,
idea. It's something different, and
we're
if it's
open.
that big, it's a possibility,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and it's a cool opportunity to kind of like do a local,
Yeah.
support local. We've moved around. It's cool to be able to move it.
Yeah.
So how many? You already have bookings, right, for next year?
Yep.
That's incredible.
Kate Schofield's one of them.
Is she?
Which
Really?
was cool
Awesome,
because
yeah.
she just got your house with you.
They got
just
engaged within 15 minutes.
Yes.
Meaning, like
That's what she said.
we left the closing. I saw them. We did the walkthrough. Went to the closing. They signed. Everything's good. We went back. We're in like a group text with a bunch of people, and we were like busting on them. Like, you finally bought a house. Blah blah blah. Like everybody's just kind of giving them shots. And then like 10 minutes later, they like send back a picture, and she's got her hand up like this. And I thought at first I was like looking at it, and I'm like, "Where's the key?" Like I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, "Where's the?" I don't get the photo, and I'm like, "Wait!" And then obviously put two and two together.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So yeah, Kate and Jordan, that's good.
Yeah. And we've got like a ton of quotes going. Like I posted that post for like booking now for 2020 and 2021, and my email and phone just like blew up.
Really?
I was like, so you know how
This
you can
is so
see
crazy. Love
how
it.
things are boosted like on a business page?
Yeah, and can't you see like clicks and stuff?
Yeah, 14,000 people like were interacted with that one post.
That's
like
incredible.
compared to my other post where it was
Did-
like 600.
Did
like
you boost it or
300.
run any ads
no,
on it?
I didn't pay.
That was organic?
Yeah,
That's
I didn't pay
incredible.
a single dollar on it, and I
That's
was
incredible.
like 14,000 people. Like I was trying to think of like the Party Plus. Like I couldn't remember
you.
like how many clicks or whatever we had on stuff, but without boosting it.
That's incredible. 14,000
I think-
organics,
I
insane.
think Party
Nowadays,
Plus
For
does-
just that one
yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Everything else is like lower. Like the one about me, like the event coordinator or whatever, it had like 3,000, but I was like, dang, the
That's
booking
still good,
one
though.
was like 14,000.
And I bet like the
Is it-
booking
So
is
many
like a
people shared
keyword.
it.
So isn't it keywords and stuff?
well, no, but is it 3,000? Was the same one with you being like the whatever you called it, the coordinator?
yeah.
Was that one the 3,000? Was that also organic?
that was not boosted.
Yeah,
That's
3,000
that's
is still
awesome
good
results.
Though. Yeah, that means it's like traveling.
Because my brothers are all about like boosting and all that, and I posted it, and they're like, "Okay, just like leave it for right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we'll certain posts like we'll boost."
The organic reach goes farther because that's what Facebook
So many
wants. Is the
people
one
were
that interacts.
sharing and like
Yep.
commenting, like being like, "Oh, you should get married here," and like
That's incredible.
It just like
you did have a lot of comments. I saw them.
Yeah.
Brady and I one night, I was laying in bed and I was like looking at all of them because a lot of the people
I
that
couldn't
commented,
even
I
keep
knew
up with
some
it.
of them.
I was like, because they kept
Yeah.
going to like other pages,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Where is this like being shared?"
And it was popping into my newsfeed
'cause
because
then-
my
yeah.
friends were liking it, my friends were
Well-
commenting on it, and then it was just like constantly back. It'd be like the first thing, so that's how you knew people were
The
touching
problem is I've had this with houses where I haven't never gotten to 14,000. I have gone, I think, at one point close to 10 on a couple of listings. And the thing is, you share it, and if it's one, it gets shared around. All of a sudden, people are commenting on people's posts that are shared, and I can't keep up with the shares because I want to
Yeah,
answer the
and, like,
question. I'm like, man, if you shared like the third one down the chain, and I can't see that you shared it, and sometimes people have it private, so I can't even see if they shared it. And there's a comment on that, and I just
Yeah,
can't
That's
keep
what
up
I
with
was
that.
trying to like answer. Like it was like it started at like 100. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then it was like 1,000. Then it was like getting up to 10,000. I was like, "What the heck? I didn't even pay
Yeah.
money for this."
People
like,
were
why
That's incredible.
Is
Yeah.
this doing that?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think. I mean, there's only so many venues right now, and the barn venue is a very popular venue right now.
Yeah.
And the
Rustic.
location, like you always
Yeah.
hear like location. Like that's a
Well,
huge factor for us.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Plattsburgh. I mean, you got to think about the only other barn is in Altona right now,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have West Side. Valcor's
Yeah,
got a
and
small
Altona-
space.
Altona's far out there when you think about like Ubering
Yeah,
back.
they
It's
have a lot-
Isn't it like a 30-minute drive?
It depends where you live.
Got to
I mean,
be like 25 minutes to Plattsburgh.
Yeah, depending where you are, it could. I mean, like you and if you guys are like in Peru or for like City of
Yeah.
Plattsburgh, you're talking about a half hour to get out there.
Yeah,
and it's
that's a
not.
lot.
I mean, they have a lot of rooms. Everything's very well done. It's kind of a big party hall. Like West Side Ballroom's not a bad place either, but. You got to talk about like options for people. I mean, Valcor. I mean,
And then
Harmony.
it's like someone's pictures. Like we always talked about this. Like all of the local brides and stuff. That's kind of like where we were like, the tents are cool because it's not the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be cool to have couples that have different pictures, a different setting, different options and props.
For decor and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they can do it themselves. Like you can't really do that a lot.
There's a lot of restrictions, I think, at a lot of venues and stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, I just want, like, this is, you're paying for this, this is you. Like,
we went to Harmony, and we did food, but I think they did the food through Harmony. And it was nice. Like I really like the Harmony setup.
Yeah,
but
it's cute.
if you guys take like that idea that you can bring in whoever you want to cook, as long as they have access, and obviously you're probably going to have some relationship with a lot of these people because you're probably going to see the same people over and over again. So I'm sure at some point you'll get some obscure like Anna like flipping burgers in the back, but
like just looking for my part. Like, can I hang
she's like
out
pouring
today?
bowls of cereal and saying, "There you go, Lucky Charms." But if you, you're probably going to get new vendors that come in, and then you got to kind of build a relationship. So
I have like a preferred vendor list going so far for like our catering. So
and I'm sure that you said before that was pretty good. Like you're getting some people reaching out fairly quick.
Yeah, which is like exciting. Like I just had Jen Smoking Hot Barbecue call, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I have clients asking me for venues." And she does barn venues a lot, so she was like, "This is crazy."
Where's she out of?
She's in Elizabethtown, maybe.
Oh, cool.
I don't know, but she has
so
like
that's-
a smoker and all that. So she used to own
That's cool.
Dickie's Barbecue.
Oh, really?
In Plattsburgh?
Yeah,
Is this the woman I met?
I think so.
Did you meet her at Periwinkle's?
No.
Oh. Okay. Then maybe I did.
She used to own it in the past, but no.
So like when people come to the venue, you just kind of like put out a book and say, by the way, here's like 10 vendors that we work with for food?
Yeah, so my brothers are helping me do the website right now. Hopefully we launch it tomorrow or Saturday.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So I'll have the vendors list online as well. And like I put at the bottom there, like, please reach out to me if you're a vendor that would like to be like added to our preferred vendor list.
Yeah, that's really
because
cool.
we're trying to do something where like if they book with us and we refer you to them, they can kind of get a discount on or work something out with that caterer.
Cool. Oh, this is really cool.
like an exclusive vendor discount.
Yeah.
So, and then if people are you going to have all the setup? Kind of like, I take like Party Plus, but are you going to have all the tables, chairs already set up?
So
or are you doing that
We'll have the basic rentals where it's like whiteware, like you'll have your basic like dinner, salad plate, the farm tables, chairs, glassware. But if people want like chargers or like linens and things like that, like to like refer them to Taylor Rental or Party Plus.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
If they want to like dress it up more.
Change it around.
And so what's that thing called? Inspo? What was that thing you posted?
The vision board and the inspo pictures.
What's
like,
inspo mean?
Like inspiration.
Like an inspo
I don't
board.
know. She posted it. I'm like, I guess that's a wedding term. I don't know.
That was the post that was like blowing
That was the one that blew up because I was looking at it. I'm like,
Which
holy
one was
crap.
it?
Well, you had like the inspiration board
like
with
the
like
chandelier
6
and the
photos
fireplace.
with, like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
like for my dad, he was like, this is like the inside of like, because he's like a structural like construction guy.
Yep.
So like that was like one of the best photos for like when people are coming for site visits to like show them the true like post and beam structure of how it'll be like on the inside. Because like PEX, they have like drywall and stuff. Like ours is literally going to be like straight up like rustic.
Barnwood.
Yeah.
Do you have like the actual post down the middle too? Or are you going to have like...
There'll be 12 posts, so there'll be 6 on each side. Like they just laid the concrete piers for it yesterday.
Was it 60 by 100?
Yep.
Wow, that's long.
So there'll be bathrooms, a bridal suite, which I'm like super excited to like deck out.
Bridal suite's gonna be so cute.
So that's like kind of the inspo I was going for, is like the vintagey.
I was like nerding out over it when I saw the picture posted. I was like,
So there's a fireplace, right?
Yes.
And
so it'll be a 2-sided fireplace. It'll be another like area if somebody wants to do a ceremony. Like a lot of people will do it in front of a fireplace.
Oh yeah, cool.
We'll have multiple like ceremony areas like outside. Like we have some trailheads and stuff. But it'll be double-sided.
How much? What's the property-wise total? Like acreage? Do you know?
It's a little under an acre of like where we can build, but the property like is like.
So like parking and stuff would be built out.
It's gonna be built to the side. I think it still lands under the acre. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But the property is like 30.
how cool!
Like because it extends from my parents'
It's gonna
house.
be so cool to like see it. Like progressing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We eventually want to do like cabins and stuff for like the bridal party.
So when do you think that you're totally like you could have your first wedding?
June 2020. Like we've already accepted some.
That's awesome.
So.
I'm so excited. This will be cool.
Yeah.
Like the cool thing is about like what you're
she
doing
didn't
too.
tell you it's my wedding.
There you go. Congrats, Hannah.
Just kidding. I wish.
Wink, wink, Brady. But yeah,
Yeah, Brady.
If you He's too busy wearing my shirts around. He can't have time for that.
He's like modeling for Kavanaugh Realty all the time.
But if what the hell was I gonna say? He threw me off. Brady's good looks threw me right off. What was I just saying?
So I mean, we were just talking about the cabins and how you were excited and.
Oh yes, sorry. Back it up. No, so the idea that you're like basically like documenting the whole process, which I think is really
that's
cool.
like what's been so fun for my dad and I is
like keep that up because like what's gonna be really cool, and I think I talked about this before at lunch with you, is like the fact that you can take nothing, like you take a field basically, and you're gonna slowly progress all the way up to the first like opening day kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then what's gonna happen is people are gonna be like, holy crap, like this, we saw when it started, now it's this grand thing, we saw pictures and it looks beautiful, blah, 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 and then obviously that's just going to help. We can talk more about other stuff on that, but I think there's ways that you guys can like, obviously your brothers I know are into that.
Yeah,
so,
so they'll be here, when is it? I think like towards the end of September or
they're supposed to be coming on.
Yes. So
I'm excited. I've never met them, but I'm looking forward to
it.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one. They're fun.
We were in there today, like just like walking it and being like, that's where the bathrooms are, that's where the bar is,
so cool.
Like the kitchen, and it's like really starting to like come to life. Like
and
once
like
the
real.
beams and everything are up, I think it's just like.
Are we able to like just drive back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
my
can
dad, my dad asked me.
I drove by the.
My dad. I'm so nosy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drove by the. Well, you have the sign now, so I'm sure you get people.
So many people drive down there. Like that road is not busy normally, but it's been like so much traffic.
Well, it'll be like a destination spot now.
Yeah.
It's cool. No, I'm excited for you. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we can definitely go down there though, and you can just if you're like down.
Well,
there,
man, like I was just like
there.
driving down the other day, and I like looked. I'm like, I should. I'm not going to drive down.
No,
I wasn't sure, but
totally. Like we
got to put it on the gram.
Part of me. Oh yeah, when I drive by, just a slow creep. No, I'm excited. That'll be fun. And Anna, anything exciting and new for you? You get the doodles. Still.
Yeah, and I'm watching her venue get built.
What? And that's so.
She's also going to be part of the marketing pictures. We're putting her in a wedding dress and Brady in a tux.
Oh yeah, I told her.
And my brothers are going to shoot.
I didn't tell Brady that. I don't think, but he's fine. Brady,
leaked.
I'm telling you now. So
it just got leaked.
Yeah, no.
Did Brady listen to the
them,
podcast?
He listened to the last
did
one.
He?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep.
So did Dylan.
They both did. Nice. Okay. Yep. So they'll listen to this one.
And I actually just got Brady's stepdad on board with this. Shout out to Scott Couture, who runs Jump Camp. Kids sign up for Jump Camp.
Oh, Beekmantown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know about it?
I used to do that.
Well, I don't know him. I know the Jump Camp's been around for like 10 years.
He created Jump Camp.
Oh,
the
yeah.
weighted shoes. I used to do that.
Like all of my coaches through high school used to talk about Jump Camp, like saying like, oh, during the off season you need to do Jump Camp. And then Brady and I started dating, and all of a sudden his family was like, oh, well, we have Jump Camp tonight. And in my head, I'm like, why is Brady going to Jump Camp right now? And then all of a sudden I realized he's like helping. And then all of a sudden one day Brady was like, you know, Scott created Jump Camp, right? And I was like, no, like I've been around for 6 months and nobody told me this. But I should have known because his whole family, the only t-shirts they like wear around the house are Jump Camp t-shirts. So, but yeah, he's listening to your podcast now.
That's good. That's good. I found out we were talking with Jordan today. So Jordan was filming a vlog and you guys will both be in it. So it'll be episode 5, but the funny thing is we started out and Jordy's like, nobody follows you on YouTube like this. I'm like, Jordy, just watch it. Like slow. It takes time. So like we're up to like 26. So which is funny, but like I don't know, maybe in a year from now we'll be at like 50 or 70. But it's like a slow. It's a slow build. So Jordy's like, this is so stupid. I'm like, Jordy, I said, anything I've done has been like it's slow at the beginning and then it just ramps up and it ramps up and it gets faster and faster and faster. So I said, be patient.
I don't watch it on YouTube. I've been watching yours on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you actually, which is funny because
I've watched all of them on LinkedIn.
I need to update my LinkedIn.
Are you guys like active on LinkedIn?
I haven't.
I just started using it recently because we talked about the marketing.
Yeah,
that's the exciting part in my life is marketing. That's it.
Okay, so no, it's the exact same thing. So I'm very good on Instagram. I'm very good on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I post everything on YouTube. Like people, I only have 26 followers, but I have probably close to 150 videos on there, and LinkedIn was just one of those places I never ventured into. And now that I ventured into it, we're slowly kind of infiltrating that space.
Yeah.
Like I see you on it, so then I see other people, and the problem is I never check it. I put it on my home screen on my phone to like go onto it, and it's always one of those I just like never.
I feel like it's kind
on.
of like boring. Like I took a class for like resumes and all that, and that's why I created my LinkedIn.
That's why
like
I created mine.
I figured out all about LinkedIn, and then I kind of just like got off of it.
It was just recently that I actually like started like looking into LinkedIn because we actually had lunch last week, and it was after that lunch. I don't know. I went back to my office. I like finished for the day. I went home that night. I laid in bed on LinkedIn for, I'm not even kidding, like 2.5 hours.
I
was
like
jobs.
Yes, because once I tipped into like there's an industry called the creatives. I don't know if you've gotten into this yet. You're going to probably want to. You'll probably get a lot of it. A lot of them are wedding industry people. It was that Creative at Heart conference. We tried to go to that. But I started looking at some of their LinkedIn like videos and stuff of like marketing, building your business, like entrepreneurship. So I started listening to all of it. I found a whole bunch of podcasts actually. And then all of a sudden it was like 11:30 at night. And that's when I was like, holy crap. Once you like start following and connecting with all these people, it was kind of like I made my LinkedIn feed and Instagram feed, but it was like for the workforce. So then ever since our lunch that day, I've been using it like every single day.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. It's just one where
it's hard to like find interest in it. I feel like you literally have to search for it in order to find the stuff that you like.
I've had some connections, but I'm not like, I've had people message me and I look at it like a week later and I'm like, hey, sorry man, I don't check this that often. I'm trying to get better at it. My LinkedIn, I'm on, I bet you not LinkedIn. My Instagram, I bet you I open Instagram 50 times a day. And it's just like randomly because, and part of it's not like, I don't actually consume anything on, like, I lied. Like usually, like if one of you two posts something, it's going to be like the top of my feed because I like interact.
If you post things, they're right at the top of my feed.
So like
I think I like everything you guys
like
post.
Like Matt Craig, Ellie, Jordan. If anybody posts that stuff, it automatically comes up. Hannah, like it comes up to the top of my feed, so I see it, but I don't actively like go down and scroll through. So I always push out more stuff than I consume. So I'm usually going on there like responding to direct messages or responding to comments or just like charting kind of how it's working. Same thing with Facebook. I never consume Facebook. I go through and I look at my messages or my messages and notifications, and usually it's just responding back to people. Like, or, you know, I probably in a week between my business page and my personal page, I could get anywhere from 5-6 different messages from people. So like I'm constantly going back and checking that because for me, like my business, they could message me and say, I want to see a house. And all of a sudden if I don't look at that and I go 3-4 days, well, then they're on somebody different. So,
which is crazy because like your email's blown up and then you're like, wait,
stupid.
Like my Facebook
Well, you guys came in today and I'm like, literally I've been on the road for the last hour and I had, I think 9 text messages to return. And I'm just like, because otherwise I'm going to text them at 10 o'clock at night and they text me at 3, probably not 3, but like 5, 6 at night. So it's just, this is just kind of
so many ways to communicate.
No, it's like you
text,
keep up.
email, Facebook, Instagram.
And like I read all those things about how like on business Instagrams you're supposed to like respond to every single comment or like
otherwise it puts your rating
one day
down.
I freaked out.
I do, but it's
we did a
tough.
Claire and Carl's gift card giveaway, and you had to comment.
You run that page?
Claire and Carl's?
Yeah.
I started it like with my boss, and now me, Rachel. Well, I guess it's just me, Rachel, and our boss, Carrie John, run it.
Okay.
We did a giveaway on Party Plus, and the two of us were like manning the Facebook post. Do you remember how many people commented on it? But because they made the guidelines like comment a friend and then you had to do 2 other steps after that,
it went all over.
It dropped my response rate down. So I had to sit one day. I spent like 45 minutes. There were like 215 people that commented, literally liking all of the comments individually. My computer was freezing at work because I was like, we are at like 42% now and we were at 99 and we had our response rate at like in under 10 minutes.
I did. I'm going to do it again this year. I think I hope I have it marked down. Last year I did because I wanted to do something fun around Christmas time, so I said I'll do the best Christmas tree. So I said, who has the best Christmas tree in Clinton County? So I think I had 40 or 50 people basically take a picture of their tree, submit it, and the winner got a gift card, like $50 gift card.
I love that.
Yeah,
it was great.
Christmas trees.
Like I was literally I was actually down taking my broker's course, and I was down in Albany, and I was in a hotel room for a full day doing nothing. So I was watching football. So I'm like, I'm literally working the whole day, even though it's like a Sunday. So I'm going to make this post, whatever. Went like totally viral, and when I say like that one was way over 10,000 people, like because there was a lot of shares and comments. But I think I read guidelines on Facebook. I think you can't if you're giving away or running something where you're giving something away like a contest, you can't ask people to share it. I think it's something
like a
weird.
Facebook rule.
There's like a Facebook rule, like if you go on and say please like or share. I gotta check. There was a guideline
really?
that. And I went on and
I've
done that
before. But the thing is, everybody does it. But it's one of those like I try to abide by as many rules. So like,
they're strict about everything. Remember our concession guidelines we had to deal with at the bridal show? You have to be careful with what you write in your ads. They can legally come after you for it.
Yeah, it's
and
it
was other people like reaching out to the two of us, and we both were like, okay, we are just trying to like do a giveaway. Like,
we're
just advertising. We're not.
Yeah,
we're not trying to
like break rules. Like, yeah, I mean, my job right now, like I've gotten to the point in my career that like everybody is literally like what's it called? A microscopic magnifying glass.
Yeah, we talked about this at lunch.
Yeah, like people are like everything I do is like being scrutinized by peers, meaning other agents, because they'll turn me in for stuff. So like me,
you're doing well.
well, yes, like that's that's the reason. But like, so now I'm like neurotic in the sense of like I'm checking guidelines and everything. Because I'm like, listen, motherfuckers, if
you're
gonna
be actually turn you in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the worst part is your haters are probably listening to this
that's
right
fine.
now.
I don't care. I mean, to be honest, honestly, at the end of the day, like. It doesn't.
If you're not maliciously trying to do things
wrong.
And
the thing is, it's kind of a couple things. One, I like it because if I wasn't doing well, then nobody would do this.
Yes.
Like nobody cared if people aren't doing well.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that. But like the other thing is, it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. Like thanks Nicole. I kind of punt it off to her. She works here, and she like looks into it and like kind of researches everything. And it's like, okay, this is good, fine, whatever. But the problem, like my only problem is it's like extra work on stupid stuff. Like one of them we had. On a video, like contact Kavanaugh Realty, we couldn't put contact. So I went in brokered by Kavanaugh Realty. Then they said you couldn't put the video in this thing, but you put it in this thing. And I'm like, I swear to God, people are literally getting to the point where they're going in and watching videos and like, like any video I post, I bet
their day.
Yeah, like when I post,
literally would be like, can you just like support somebody local instead of like
it's
them?
incredible. Like people are watching.
That's like so much negative.
Like I'm getting people that watch my videos. And will watch the entire video, and they'll like try to find stuff in the videos that they can like flag me on. It's unreal. It's been a hell of a year, yeah. But we're still here. We're still trucking. We're doing well.
So disappointed in whoever those people are.
I can tell you names later, but it's it's a good time. But yeah, you're gonna. So, but I think
awkward.
Like squirrel moment. I had something on my mic. Where were we before?
Talked about the haters.
No, before the haters. That's
now I'm distracted by the haters.
Down.
Yeah, no,
I have a grudge problem. My mom says.
I don't hold grudges. I honestly don't even care.
I do. I think I hold grudges, but I don't think I hold grudges in the sense of like I would maliciously do something to you. But like if you do me wrong like that, I will remember for the next 10 years that you did me real dirty that one time.
I'm one like what is it called? I forgive but I don't forget kind of thing.
No,
like it's in the back of your mind.
Like that. Yeah.
So like that's what like me. I don't really care. Like if people like turn me in, at the end of the day, I look at that like karma kind of catches up to you. So if you're spending like, and to be honest, most of the complaints. I'm fine. Like most of the complaints are complaints, and then I find out, and they're like, "No, actually, everything's good." Yeah, so like, so I always look at that. And I'm like, if you're spending time in your day to try to tear someone else down, like that's really sad.
But you have too much time in your day,
and that's it. You have too much time. So like me, there's times I actually find stuff that I trust me. I'm not looking for it. It just like happens to like follow up. And I'm like, kind of like a giveaway. Like I've seen other agents do stuff online, and I'm like. Probably not legal to do that because I've read the guidelines because I know people are looking at my stuff, but I don't care. I don't like at the end of the day, you're not being malicious. You're just.
I didn't even know there were.
They're not hurting you.
There is if you can Google. No, it's like I don't care. Like do what you want. Like even if you're doing stuff that's not correct, I don't care. I don't have enough time in the day to police you because I don't have enough time to give back to text messages. Unfortunately,
I know
we try. I do.
But I feel like that's also kind of like it says something about your business versus people who are like negatively attacking it.
I'm gonna go on a rant here. My only thing, like, is just be positive and be like good people to
especially
people.
In a workplace,
oh God, like this is why. And I told Jordan today. I said this is one of my favorite reasons why. I told actually, conversation I had Aaron earlier about you. I said I just like positive people, and if people are positive, like I'm cool. I'll talk to positive people all day long.
I hate people positive
for the most part. I don't now. You told grudges,
I'm giving you the dark side.
Steph's positive.
No, but I just like don't like people
that.
I don't like people that are like out to sabotage other people's like, especially when it's like I feel like workplace drama is so pointless.
Well, it's kind of like you take the like junior high model of people like trying to like not get better. They just want to tear people down because they're too lazy to get better. Because this is what I find too is the people in. Take anybody that was like the popular kid in high school. They're not like the popular kid now because they lived their life in high school and they love it's like their big time. They were either like the bully or the perceived cool kid, and now like no offense, they're not that level. And then the other ones that were working hard, like the nerds or whatever, are the ones that are doing well because they have basically their shit together.
Yeah.
And so I always find that it's kind of funny that the people that are like that, to me, these are the people that seem to me like we're probably like in that zone back in high school where they just like tore people down then and still doing it now. And it's like, man, you got to grow up. Like just
it's like negative vibes.
Like,
we always used to talk about it. We'd be like, they just gave me really bad vibes. Like someone would leave and the two of us would be like,
well, I had this on my whiteboard over there. It's small. A rising tide raises all ships.
Oh my God. I love that saying. You need to join the Rising Tide Society. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Is that a thing?
Yes. You should both get in the Rising Tide Society. That's crazy that you just did that. I was just
God.
Like Illuminati. No, seriously, guys.
It's
Rising
right
Tide
there.
Society. And
third
you guys,
column in, second or third line.
The reason I love Rising Tide Society, honestly, it's really sad though, because for workplace, it's all work. Like it's like other like local wedding vendors, entrepreneurs like reaching out to each other. And I can't see it either, but I do like that saying.
Okay, you see where it says that square box
I see it
in the
right
center?
there.
Go over to the right, like down, just in that down corner. It's small. It's only 6 letters or 6 words.
Look.
Third line up, third and fourth line up from the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find it after.
Are you, Steph? Are you?
I don't know. Everything's like blending together.
Steph. Okay, here.
On the very last column.
Now go to the second one in, then go to the third one in, all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, sorry.
It's the third or fourth line up on the right of that column.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Steph, stand up and walk over.
Right there that he has
Take your headphones off. Take your headphones off. There.
Okay, help.
Okay.
I feel like I'm back in the real life.
So third and fourth. No.
Down.
Left.
That's
left.
right.
Down. You know, other down. Other left. Go down. Right. There.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes. So you need to join the Rising Tide Society. Look, it's right here on my phone.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing ever. But it's all about like supporting local.
Yes.
Honeybook, it's like a thing for entrepreneurs to like do invoices and
What's
stuff.
it
You
called?
actually might like it. The Rising Tide Society.
It's not local. It's like a.
Yes, and their like main motto for like
where's it out of?
It's all over the country. They do a meetup in Burlington, Vermont that I've been to one.
I'll go next time if you have one.
It is so amazing though, because like a lot of the females always post things. I love this saying, empowered women empower women. Mm-hmm. And I've never ever looked on that Facebook group where someone is like negatively attacking like your work ethic or your idea.
Oh, you can like put your stuff on
Yes, you
here.
can advertise yourself. You can say like, hey, I'm running this campaign on my Facebook. What are the flaws of it? Like, how can I improve it? What did I do wrong? It wasn't successful. And all these people literally from like California up to Maine, they will write to you and be like, well, this is what works for me.
That's cool.
This is something that might work for you in your area. Or like, what is your audience like? Who do you photograph most? Like portraits, weddings. And it's just all these people that do crazy stuff. And they have like their own, I guess, like vision of success. But that's the kind of stuff, like when I did my blog, I loved being able to talk to people because it was never a negative, like, nobody would ever be like, your thing sucks. Like, you have a different path, but like, you suck. It was all just like, everybody was, I think that was me.
I heard that too. I was like, wait, somebody's buzzing in my
I hit it
ear.
with my fingertip. But I just feel like that makes a person enjoy their job. And I can say that firsthand. If you hate your job, then you like lose all motivation. That's kind of where I was at my
100%,
last job.
yeah.
I hated it. And I was just like,
yeah,
see ya.
like that's the thing. We had this conversation the other day. Like, if you really love what you do, like, I know it's like cliche, but like you never work in a day in your life kind of thing. But I always look at it, if I get up every single day, like I get up every single day, like getting out of bed. Like I don't get up and like, I got to go work today. Like I love doing, like I could be doing, honestly, if I didn't have a wife and kids, I would probably be here all the time because I love doing it. It's like, to me, it's like a hobby / fun / a lot of stuff. But we talked about like before, like a rising tide raises all ships, meaning that's why I just like we're in totally different industries, but it's the same thing. Like you can hit ideas back and forth off people. And just by supporting and the cross-reference aspect of it, like you guys post stuff from me, I try to post stuff from you guys, is a sense like how can we build up awareness amongst each other's. And what's going to happen too is like I posted something, the one you had the other day.
That was so great.
But you think about, like, you guys have posted stuff about me too, and it's the idea that all your people now kind of see it, and then it slowly gets put out there. It's free advertising, and all of a sudden now it stretches to 500-600 people. And even if only 150 to 200 people see it, that's 150 to 200 people more that probably don't follow you that could see it. Yeah. And then slowly, and all it takes is one person. One person saw that you have this thing, all of a sudden they see a sign for it, all of a sudden they see an ad for it, all of a sudden they're like, holy crap, I went to a wedding there, it's gorgeous, now they want to go there. You never know. Like that's how things work. So
not even for like a wedding, it's like you now are in like the industry for everything from like a styled shoot to
Yeah, I mean,
I want to be
dinner
able to hold
celebration.
like you have so many
and all stuff like that.
You have so many things you could do. You can just do functions like
KYB.
Yeah,
like
when I join, I want to be able to host everyone.
Yeah,
there.
you guys got to join.
Yeah,
I'll get to the next stage.
Yeah,
you got to go.
We were just talking about it
I was
earlier.
like every time
we were sitting in my
should,
gazebo
100%.
and we both were like, yeah, we really need to go. Like,
It's great.
It.
I know we talked about the other one, but like last Wednesday, there was like 49 or 50 people that signed up. And honestly, there's probably stragglers that came in after. So there was like 50 something people there. It was a really good event. Like a lot of people,
awesome.
A lot of fun, a lot of, again, just like good conversations with people. Like I made connections with like a few people that I never knew before because there was so many new faces, which was awesome. I mean, you always go and there's always like you got the main like 15 people that always go, but we had like 25 to 30 people that were probably there that usually don't go to consistently. It was awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it's all, the youngest person there was probably 20-ish or so, and then the oldest is probably like 40. And it was just a great group of people.
It is. It's a whole bunch of different people.
Yeah. And a lot of different industries. If you like walk around, there's a few people, I'm like, what are you doing? Like the guy from that freelances at the paper was there. There's mortgage guys there. There's lenders. There wasn't any wedding vendors that I knew, but like that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of cool to go in and like real estate. Sometimes I'm the only realtor. Sometimes there's more than one, but it's kind of cool to go and you meet a ton of different people, and it's a blast. And they do different functions and stuff throughout the year, but we'll coordinate. I'll let you guys know the next one. I think it's the last Wednesday of each month, but you guys should both go.
The next one's at Iris's.
How late do they go?
7. I would say it's like 5:30 to 7. It's kind of the main. You have some people that kind of hang out maybe to 7:30, but the big wave of people go.
We'll
like
just go
5:30 to
late
6.
and then get martinis.
Okay.
It's martini
We'll make
night.
a night of it.
I can like get there at like 7:30.
Even if you get there,
worth the effort.
actually, what we could do is plan on just having late dinner and like martinis after.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
okay.
sign me up.
See if we can get.
And get some of the
Yes.
the stragglers.
You
Yeah, just say
mentioned
they get like a
food.
table of like 10 to 12 people and just be like, hey, can we get like a table in the back and just get a bunch of people to have dinner? That'd be fun.
I'm getting a Saint Germain.
Is that the drink?
Their fries are amazing. Their truffle fries.
Oh yeah.
I like down their truffle fries.
Truffle fries with the horseradish dip.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
I don't
good.
even know what the dip is, but I can eat it
horseradish?
every day. I crave them.
I like. What's the burger they have there that's good? Is it lamb burger?
I don't know. They have really good
I think it's
steak.
lamb burger. It's good.
They have really good French onion soup too.
Oh, my favorite thing there. I know
I've
it's-
had their mussels too.
Their mussels are so good.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can get the
like
white
the crab
wine
cakes.
Yeah,
vinegar
I think
or
I
the-
did white
or
wine.
White wine garlic.
Yeah.
What I really like there is, God, I'm going to forget now that I'm saying it. Oh, I know it's weird, but anything with their salmon, because they do like a salmon with like cranberries and like
I love
goat
salmon.
cheese and like rice pilaf, and I don't know why I love fish, but it never really fills me up, but that's always a really good meal.
I want to
Like-
like salmon so bad because
I
it
love-
looks
salmon's
so
my
good,
favorite.
but I
Really?
can't
I just
eat
cooked
it.
tuna
I
steak the other
can't.
day. I got
Ahi or
just tuna steak. It wasn't. I don't think it was ahi. It was just like tuna. It said tuna steak. I got it at Hannaford's. So, but it was good.
I don't eat tuna.
No, Why
I don't
not?
know. I
Too
think
dry.
the word tuna scares me. I don't even know if I've ever tried it.
It's good. Good source of
Good.
protein.
It is.
0 fat, all protein.
I
no
just
carbs.
I'm like really bad
Good
about
for macros.
fish.
I mean,
But do you know what I love?
You've been
I
counting your macros.
love it.
I'm starting to now.
Crab.
I get back on it.
I want to start it. I love crab too.
I don't even know what my macros are. I've never even. I have no idea what that is.
Do you do that?
I was gonna get into it. My dad got this book and he started counting his, but then I was like, I don't know.
So I use like, I'm not good, so I'm not going to preach and say that I'm this awesome person. There was a one point in time, this was pre like life getting crazy. I was very good. Like I worked out very consistently. I tracked my food very consistently. I was like the best in shape, leanest I've ever been in my life. And then just like things happen. Like I'm not not bad shape, but I'm not like great. And then I'm like, so then I kind of factor in, I'm trying to get better. Like today, I'll be honest, I had Chipotle at lunch, haven't ate at all today, rest of the day. Morning, I ate at like 1:30 today and haven't ate since. So I'm going to try to, that'll probably be too late. I'll just go home and just, I don't know. We'll figure something else. Today's been a bad day of eating, meaning I have to eat like probably 1,500 more calories today, 1,700 more, something like that. But I was tracking, so I wanted to try to do my best, and I've been good for probably about a week.
I need to get back on track.
So I like use MyFitnessPal
like, really
and just
bad
like
about
Yeah,
eating.
that's what I was doing.
just like dump stuff in. And the thing is, if you like consistently do it, I would say probably 6 days a week. And like the 7th day, like you might have kind of like a fairly good day. You're not really tracking, but you're kind of eating decent. Like you can do fairly well.
So you do the scale and everything?
Yeah. I'm doing it. Which, to be honest, I like it. Like I feel
like it's a lot of work, and I'm just one of those people that's like, I'm hungry. Give me the breadsticks.
Well, that's another problem, breadsticks. But it's not even that. Like it's the time. It's like for me, it's prep time for food. It's not necessarily like if I have time to cook, I can weigh and measure, and I'm totally fine. Like that, I have no problem doing that. It's the problem is like now I'm going to get home. It's going to be like. I don't know, by the time I get home, 10 o'clock at night, whatever, 10:30, we'll see where the night goes. But it's going to end up being late like that. And then you're trying to figure out, like, oh, okay, now I got to go home and just scrounge food together. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like counting. Like, I'll count it. It's just, do I even have enough to get my food in?
When I'm hangry too.
Oh, I get hangry.
I just need to eat.
Well, like, and part of it's like trying to get quick. Oh, if you guys are hungry, I have those bars there.
No, I'm just saying, in general.
Those are easy because they're already packaged.
I get really hangry, and it's like an inside joke in my family because I get I'm like showing you all my dark sides now. Like you went into this like, oh, Anna's positive, and here I am like, I will fight someone if I'm hungry.
So episode 66 will just be Steph.
Wait, I am out. I have to send you guys this book I just got. It's called The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success, and it's like really good.
Really?
It's like positive vibes, like law of attraction, things like that.
I'll read it.
I'm into it.
Yeah. It's short. It's not long. I think it's like 150 pages.
Oh, easy.
I'm into it even more now.
Deepak Chopra or something, but it's really good.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yep, big vibe person.
Yeah.
I am normally positive, just not when I'm hungry.
You should listen to Short Story Long.
Is this a podcast?
Yeah. Do you know Rob Dyrdek? Did you ever watch like Ridiculousness?
Yeah.
You know Drama?
No.
It's his cousin or whatever, but he started this podcast called Short Story Long, and he literally gets like a bunch of entrepreneurs on there and like talks about like quantum physiology and all that type of stuff and like the law of attraction. Like I just listened to the Jordan Belfort one and it was so good.
Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I've seen the movie and like he like tells you like the things that are true.
I almost watched it last night. Illuminati.
That's one of my favorite
Illuminati,
movies.
You guys. I literally had
seen it so many
Okay,
times.
so the only thing I say it's probably
long.
3 hours.
That's why I haven't watched
Watch
it.
the unedited version.
Really?
It's fucking filthy.
I also love Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's my favorite actor, but it's a filthy movie.
Listen to that podcast with Jordan Belfort in it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's so good. He talks about him like just like his startup, like from a young age, like going to the beach and like selling ice.
Oh yeah, yep.
And like
I heard that story.
Yeah.
He was on a different podcast. Heard that story.
And then like starting
Italian ice at the beach. Yeah,
Italian ice, and then he started selling bracelets, and just like he just kept going and going, and like everything that he did, he just like did so well. And he's bankruptcy.
Short story long.
Yep.
I feel like some people just they got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people I feel like are way more driven than others.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I don't know, like part of it, like you talked about like law of attraction or like visualization. Like one thing that I've really this is weird. Like I fully believe in that stuff. Like it, like
that's how
it's
me
one
and
of those.
My dad are. Is just
like if you want something, and put your mind to it, it's going to happen. So I look like I'm going to go like way back in time. So like I remember playing anything. Like I played a lot of golf when I was a kid. I played a lot of soccer when I was a kid. Like the visualization part of it. My senior year of high school, we were playing in the state soccer. I was a senior. We're playing in the state championship game. Like warming up before the state championship game. So it's like my last game I'm ever going to play. Like big game. Obviously, you're playing for the state championship, and I remember warming up for the game, and I was as loose as you could get. Like I was not nervous. I had like literally in my head, I still remember this clear as day. In my head, I had the thought. I was like, we're gonna win. Like we're just not gonna lose. Like, and I had that the whole time. I had so much confidence in like our team that going into the playoffs, there was not a shadow of doubt that we weren't going to win the game. Like if we would have lost the game, I would have been like, what the wait, we lost? Like I would have been so confused because I really believed the whole time we were just going to win.
Yeah.
And we weren't playing like a bad team. Like we played a very good team, but we were the better team. We outplayed them and we won the game. But it was like at the beginning of the game, if you would have asked me like, are you nervous? My heart rate was probably like 60 beats per minute. I was like, I'm good. Like I'm ready to play. Like we're going to win. And then to go like even further, like I know it sounds weird, but like I've had that with like even girlfriends, meaning like you know, and then kind of it's like one of those things like you have like a crush on somebody, like oh man, and
I had that with boyfriends.
Yeah,
too.
like man, they're not gonna like.
Play
yeah, they're not gonna like me, and man, they're like she's cute, or for you guys like he's cute or something like that, and all of a sudden like you try to talk to him, but then it's like man. And like they don't like me, they don't even know who I am, and all of a sudden you slowly like build that trust and factor, and all of a sudden like you're dating them, and like I kind of did that a little bit with my wife, not like like eventually I kind of like worked my way, and her big thing was like the age gap between us. She like didn't like me because of my age, because she's older than I am.
Really?
Yeah, she's 6 years older than I am. So like her whole thing was like, you're too young, because I was 24 at the time. She was 30.
Did it take you a while to get her?
Was
she hard? She was a hard one?
No. It took me time to kind of like, it was funny. It took me time to kind of like break down that barrier, but then she pursued me.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, so it was kind of funny, and she would agree with that. But it was the idea like that, and then when it's come to business, like it's very weird. Like I've had like I set up like a 10-year goal of like what I wanted to accomplish in 10 years of real estate. Like my 10th year of real estate would be next year. So like by the end of next year, so the end of 2020, I have like a vision of what I want to accomplish, and I'm like, I'm on it, to be honest. I'm on pace right now to do it this year. And which is crazy to be a year early, but it's kind of one where like 10 years ago, I was like, I want to be there, but I had no clue how that was going to happen. I just knew in my head, like, I'm going to be there at the end of my 10th year. And a lot of stuff wasn't there. Like, I didn't think I was going to have the office setting. I didn't think I was going to come up with the business plan. I didn't think we were going to have certain things, but it's all steps. So like that was my vision. That's been my 10-year goal for 10 years. And I've literally been working at it as a 10-year goal, and I'm a year away. So I'm not like a very short-term guy. I'm very long-term. Even down to Nicole, who works for us now, for probably 3-4 years, I've always been like, I wish Nicole worked for us. I wish Nicole worked for us. And like eventually we just started hiring people. We opened up the position to hire. She was the last person to send me a resume. Like
really?
Talk about like literally
Where did
the
Nicole
last
like that?
Huh?
Where was Nicole before?
She was at another real estate company.
She was? I was wondering how you knew her.
And so I knew her before, and I'm like, she's really good. I would love to have her at the office and work with us, and I think she'd be great. I think we would gel real well because I always got along with her. And I had I put out a post on Facebook, again, talking organic reach. Mm-hmm. Within like 2 days, I had eight resumes sent in, and majority of the people I knew who they were, which is pretty incredible. And then she was the last person to send me a resume, and I was like, done. Like literally, like we interviewed her, but I'm like, it wasn't, I say done, but I like interviewed her, and there was a couple things we had to check on, but overall I was like 90% sure. And that was like visualization. And then like a lot of other things that are kind of happening, I don't have I can't like pinpoint it, but there's a lot of things I know that will be happening.
But when it happens, it just feels, it just feels right. Like it was meant to happen. Like, that's think about like I listen to.
The other thing that's crazy is like, how did we meet? One of you DM me, like was it
Steph slid into your DMs
or something?
I remember I was like, dude, is it weird if I DM him?
It.
But I was like, I feel like he's on social media. Like, this is a good platform for me to.
Yeah, we heard about your podcast. That was the first time we like actually had a conversation about it. And then she was like, I'm gonna just send him a message. And then we went back and forth of how to do. Like, she was like, is it weird? Do I do it? And I literally was like, do it. I mean, what do we have to lose?
This guy probably doesn't even care. Like, he's like.
And now I text you about my dreams that night. I sent him the weirdest dream that I had.
Yeah, she texted me this dream.
Why was I not in this group chat?
I don't know. Yeah, she just sent it directly to me, and I'm like, you guys should have had Stephanie.
I literally finished the text with, so there's that. And he was like, well, thanks. Like, I appreciate it.
Oh, see you later. But
Weren't you in it, though? Yes, you were in it.
You were
telling me
what? Okay,
you told me I wasn't going to be able to go to college, so I was like,
"Oh yeah." Well, this is not the first time you've texted me before saying I was in like a random dream. Like,
yes, about real estate. I screwed up a house sale, and you screamed at me.
Yeah,
and I was
like,
even
and it's always negative. I'm like, Anna, I'm not that negative. And well, yeah, this one was like, yeah, you told me you weren't going to get the job. I'm like, how do I have any, like, I'm not even like interviewing. Like, I don't, like, the scenario you laid out, like, I wasn't even part of any process. You're just like, yeah, you just said I wasn't good enough. And I wasn't going to go to college. Which was probably like the exact opposite of what I would ever say if you were to go to like a job and be like, I'd be like pumping you up, like, let's go in and you got this. And like, instead you're like, no, you honestly just told me like, I suck. But yeah, so this whole
all my dreams about Gaelan radiate negativity. So
I know
that's a vibe right there.
This is I know this is weird. Yeah, so everything we've said about positivity, I guess, is not normal.
Still in the positive.
We're like, I know
we're like tipping off right now. Let's recover.
Well, yeah. So back to positivity. So I mean, honestly, like our relationship has started basically with a DM from one of you randomly. It was like a cold clock DM. Like, I didn't know anything about it. DM. Yeah, like all of a sudden I was like,
with good reason though. Like,
no, it was great. But like, you sent me a DM and I was like, first off, you guys like came in and you're like, we listened to the podcast. It's awesome. We like what you're doing. So
we did listen to the podcast. That was not a lie.
No, I know, but like wooed me and like said all these nice things. I'm like, oh, well, I already like these girls. But then it was like, then I kind of like looked, I'm like, well, yeah, what is it? And then I'm like, okay, send me what it is. Because like, I'm thinking it's more of like, you know, like the salesy people, like will call you up and be like, hey, you guys are awesome. I like what you do. Oh, by the way, can you sign up and pay us $500 to sponsor this thing or give us a...
Which is what I didn't want to sound like, because I was like, we were talking, we're like, let's get people that have like never came into the bridal show before.
Which is smart, but like, and you did it, you definitely didn't do it a salesy way. Like you did it correctly.
Okay,
like it was
cool.
kind of, no, it was like kind of cool, but like it was funny because you kind of reached out, but it was more genuine. Yeah. It was a lot more genuine.
I think a lot of the people that we got on board with us this year, though, we did a good job like establishing a relationship with them. Where they gave us being able to share. They literally were like, we had so much fun. People came and hugged us at the end. They were like, this was a blast.
I had a blast.
Some people told me, some vendors from Lake Placid, they were like, even if we didn't get a booking, we'd still come back next year because it was just fun. Mm-hmm. It was a party for everybody. Like it was a work event that you could have a glass of champagne at, and you knew like everybody was vibing, literally good vibes, and it was just fun.
I had a blast.
Yeah, it was an overall like really fun party. Everybody kept calling it a party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my DM for 2020, but I'm sure I'll be in. But it was fun. Like I had a blast.
You'll get the VIP spot this year.
There you go.
I actually was talking about you the other day about the bridal show.
There you go.
Got a proposal for you.
Okay.
We'll talk about
it. Wait, and you got on stage. It's like, remember we lost one of the DJs, and I was like, dude, can you come up here?
With your pod? And then somebody was like, his voice was the best one. He should have been doing it the whole time.
I didn't even talk about this. So this is my prepping for the bridal show. But like, yeah, we'll talk about it because we didn't talk about the actual bridal show. So one, it was a blast. It was back in April. Sorry, we're going back in time. It was a great time. But the idea was like, I think you guys came up to me like probably a couple weeks before, and you're like, hey, can you just like do some like talk on the mic and just? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. And then you ended up coming up to me and you're like, yo, so one DJ like doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, wait. I
was so mad.
And I'm like, wait.
It was like he had already told us to do it.
He went out of his way to say he wanted to be part of it.
Yeah, which was weird because I'm like, wait, like a DJ doesn't want to get on. Like I'm thinking in my head, here's an opportunity for you as a DJ, which is obviously what DJs do. Mm-hmm. Like you run the show, you're the MC. Would be to go up on stage and be the MC.
Which is what our thought was.
Self-advertising. Like
he had people helping at his booth, but he was being, I don't know.
Yeah, so like then you said like one of the guys doesn't want to do it. Can you come back up? And I'm looking at this as one like, which was I was lucky. I had all the girls like I mean the girls that were running that they like were amazing, and
they all had fun too.
They had a blast, and I was able to step away because they were like they did not need me there at all. They were like they were right down. They had everything down. So like I was able to go do it. But the other thing too is like I'm looking at a situation like that. You guys were probably I guarantee you, from the time you guys walked in to the time you left, if you went more than a minute without somebody tapping you on the shoulder asking for something, because I know how those
were like running
people
around
are like
non-stop.
The power. I'm like, yep, you pulled the cord too far and it unplugged.
I think that was near our booth, but a lot of the stuff. But like I know
everybody was like
at that point you literally are just like they're trying to play damage control on one of those things because there's so much going on. The event. I thought the event was extremely well done, and especially for not like being your first years was incredibly well done. But yeah, when you came in, you're like, guy doesn't want to do it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm like, yes, I'll do it. One of like, I wasn't just gonna say no to you guys. And you're like,
no.
You're like, don't like, please say yes, please. No, but like, I'm like all in, and then all of a sudden we get to the end, and you're like, yeah, one dude like just left early. So I think I went up 3 or 4 times.
I think you did 3 times, yeah.
And then I did the
grand
prize.
Hanging out with us.
I know.
I'm like, the grand prize. I'm like,
I have pictures in our album from Charles of it's the 3 of us like reading papers together because
I'm like going through this and like I have all this
like
marked out like
and that's what people don't understand is
read that
this,
no not this read that. I'm like okay
like it's the part that was frustrating for us is that literally like hours upon hours, especially the last week, we were like killing overtime, doing things like after hours. Things would cross your mind when you're laying in bed at night.
Oh yeah.
But like we had scripts. She had spent hours on this script and then sent it to people. People were like, okay, great, thank you. Like she got it out early. She was like, this is literally what you're reading. They didn't have to do anything. Just show up and talk. And then to have some of them be like, never mind, I don't want to do it anymore. We were kind of like, well, that's stinky because we wanted to like.
And then you get up there and people are like, who is that guy?
Yeah, we had people say like his voice, we could hear it in the back, blah, blah, blah. You need to keep him up there. So we were like, okay. Like,
well, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, because I had a hard time hearing stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to talk clear.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk loud. And like the good thing is I was doing this. So I know how the pickup is on mic. So it was one where I knew I didn't have the headsets on, but I knew I could, because there was feedback coming because I could hear myself, right? Mm-hmm. So I was trying to be as clear and concise and like really, and the other thing too is when you're reading these people's, descriptions. I didn't want to be like, okay, like I think I had the Porcupine Inn. I didn't want to be like Porcupine Inn, Saranac Lake. They do this tuberculosis and like kind of like ramble through it.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah, tuberculosis, TB. But it was the idea like you want to be loud and you want to give them their time. So I was always like, I'm going to be respectful to the company and say slow and clear and make sure that they got it out there. But I had a blast. It was fun.
Yep. And people actually, to know your marketing is working, when we were setting people up, people were asking us about your booth. People were like, where's the guy who has like the podcast?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, where's the guy who does all the marketing online? And
wait, this was after the fact?
He's going to be over here. Like,
oh, before?
Before, yeah.
How'd they know I was even in
Actually, Fred wanted to meet him. Fred had heard about him.
As soon as Fred came in, he was like...
Yeah, Fred was like,
really?
I want to meet the realtor from Kavanaugh.
Yes,
yeah.
He came and said hi at the end. I should probably connect with him because he seemed like a nice guy.
He should do the podcast.
No, people... I don't know. Maybe because of things that you shared and then we shared of like how people knew coming in.
I don't know how they knew it.
It wasn't just Fred. People had asked like, oh, where's the realtor who has the podcast? People knew you were like doing online.
I really wanted to do the podcast. Now looking at it, I was kind of glad I didn't because I thought it would have been too hectic.
Yeah. And I think
I'm not against it.
Was a lot
and we'll probably do that again because that was fun. It was fun and it's fairly easy for people to do. We'll boost it up. It'll be a little bit better. But now we know the problem.
We should put the podcast on stage next year. So it's like you have to call the person up. It's like, hey, you, and then you're not like in the hub of all the people screaming. You're kind of like, and people can see it like a TV show.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. Like, I wanted to do it at the Business Expo. I scratched it, which was a good thing because I just think there's a certain time where it's too much going on. Because I thought it was good because I wanted to talk to people and I wanted to kind of like mosey around and meet people. But the part that stressed me out is I'm running around and obviously I had this in my schedule months in advance, and I had everything planned. Well, we ended up as luck would have it, I was late getting here, and I think I met Jordan, and then me and Jordan went to Big Lots and got stuff. We were going and basically getting last minute stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna get there an hour before it starts, plenty of time to set up. Oh no, we showed up 15 minutes before you were supposed to open. Though. It was great, but I was stressed out, and all the girls were there, and I'm like Courtney, Ellie, Hannah. I'm like, here, grab all the stuff, set it up. I don't care. Do this, cut this. And it ended up being really good. Make this basket. We were so unorganized. We were very organized up to the point. We got there too late. But then once it started, it was like, okay, we're good. We're good to go.
I feel like that was us too. We got there and we're rushing. The bags weren't done.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was at 10 a.m. We're like, the bags aren't done, and it wasn't starting until 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was just and I think it's gonna be better this year just because vendors I think are gonna get a little bit more time than they did last year because we're actually working with the crate. They're partnering with us.
That's cool.
So we have access more than we did.
Yeah.
Because what people didn't understand was the amount of labor that went into putting the tents in the crate. So it's days. Cool. They spent 2.5 days.
That was kind of a nightmare though.
Yeah, it was. Which now we know.
Had to have someone fly in.
But to be honest, was a needed touch.
Oh my god!
It made it more intimate.
Yeah, and everybody was amazed by it. Yeah, everybody that went through it was this was.
I thought you guys did, just the setup, and you kind of had some seating areas, little lounge areas, and you had the food, and you had the bar, and you had cupcakes. I thought the whole thing, the bar was nice. It looked very wet. It was trendy.
Yeah,
and there was a few things.
And we were moving stuff right up until the vendors were arriving. We were lifting furniture ourselves. We both took a shift to go change, do our hair, and come back with makeup on. I think I went first, and then she came back. She left second, and literally people were arriving when the two of us were finally dressed, ready to go and entertain. Yeah, it was. You're gonna find too. There's gonna be little things you guys are gonna tweak on that. Because I think I gave you feedback. There's a couple things I'm this, change this, or these are some things that I noticed, but it was minor stuff that you guys are probably obvious about. Okay, we're gonna change this, we're gonna move that. I mean, a lot of it was. We had ideas throughout the night. The two of us were passing, and you won't know until you get people in there, because then you'll find out this works, that works. The electric debacle, you're gonna find okay, we probably shouldn't put this here or do that there, and you're gonna be a little better on where to put vendors and things. And but at the end of the day, I think you guys for your first time running that thing were 90 to 95%
on the ball, which is incredible.
And we got nervous because we're like, dang, we're not going to get enough vendors. And then we were turning vendors away.
Well, you told me that. You had vendors like the night before being like, yo, can we come in?
I added someone in. Remember?
You said the night before?
It was the day of. He came in. Ooh. He didn't even confirm until 10 a.m. that day. And I was literally, the two of us were like shifting tables down, like to see where we could fit his table. I like messaged him back, and he was new to the area, and I was like, okay, he's coming like from out of state across the country. So the two of us were like, okay, he's coming in here blind. Like this is his perfect like spot to start. He had 5 great door prizes. So then the two of us were like, we got to make room for him. We had one person cancel, which that person didn't even really fit.
When that day?
I think they canceled 2 days before. Yeah. They were in the back of the tent though. So the two of us were like standing there, literally like sliding tables like out of the way to try to figure out where we could like place this guy, so he could just come and like do it, just because he had no like introduction to any of the vendors.
Yeah.
And this was like his way. We were talking about Adirondack wedding professionals. He got to meet other local vendors. He got into the Facebook group after. So he got to like network and connect with everybody. So it was kind of cool. I guess it was stressful to add people last minute, but at the same time, it's kind of like you walk away and you're like, okay, so we pulled off this awesome event, but now we're going to bed knowing like we helped another vendor like expand their business. And then at the end of the day, the vendors were all like, okay, so it was for brides and grooms, but like we made out just as well.
I think what you're going to find too for like a lot of that is, I always tell people this, like this is my one advice for anybody that gets married. Obviously you guys are on the other end because you see like how crazy it can get. Like my thing is that you do all the prep work. Don't stress out about it, because at the end of the day, nobody knows the fine details of weddings. No offense. Like obviously a lot goes into it, but I don't remember a wedding I've ever gone to and been like, oh my God, you see the tablecloths and the centerpieces. Yeah. Like basically what are people looking at is like, did I have fun dancing, having drinks,
the party,
and food? That's the party part of it. It's not all like, nobody cares what the chairs look like. I mean, most people are going to be up and moving around talking or dancing by the end of it anyway. So I always tell people, like, if you're getting married, like, or of course, you know, I don't have a ton of experience on this, but I'm just saying, like, just enjoy the day. Like, just don't stress out. If something goes wrong, who cares? It's small. It's minor. And you know, it's easier said than done because people want to have it be perfect. But at the end of the day, perfect is, I always look at this like in my business too, perfect is subjective, meaning like I can put a post out of something and be like nitpicky and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, who cares? Like I don't need to sit there and tear myself down because there's enough people that can do that. So it's like, you know, might as well put stuff out and see if it's good. And if it's not good, who cares? Change on the other way. So I always think like people that are going to weddings, or like you guys at the bridal show, or Steph now that you're doing weddings, like you do everything you can to get to that point, and then it's like, just let the chips fall where they may. Because like,
show must go on.
Yeah, if something happens, it's not the end of the world. I always look at nobody's dying. It's like, okay, maybe
that is true though.
Because you have somebody to run up.
Sometimes they are dying.
Yeah, because people like blow stuff out of proportion. Like put it in perspective, and that's why like I don't know if I told you about this. Like I had this really like awful, terrible, basically the worst deal I've had in 9 years real estate, and it just closed yesterday. I was super pumped. But at the end of the day, I kept saying to myself when it was like really nasty and people were getting pissed off and blaming people and all this crap, I kept saying in my head, like, nobody's dying. Like, at the end of the day, put in perspective. It's not...
And it all worked out.
Like, if worst case, some people hate me at the end of the day, whatever. I knew I did the right thing. I did what I needed to do, and nobody's dying. I'm good. You know what? I'll go to bed. I'll be fine. I won't sleep. I won't eat at me. And to be honest, only ate at me when I had to actually talk to people because they just, like, wanted me to just, like... They were just irritating me. But, so, you know, I think you guys, I thought, crushed it. You did very well.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was good.
For being as stressful as it was, I think it was worth it in the end for us. Just because I think the two of us literally walked away and we were both like, we literally kicked ass.
Well, right at the end, we were like, all right, it's gonna go how it goes. Yeah. We had a bunch of things happen right before, and we were like,
and even then, we were kind of like,
shrug it off.
It is what it is, and if it's gonna ruin some people's fun, like look around and it's.
Well, the thing is,
such a cool setup and everything.
You got to put in perspective, and I think the fact that the venue itself, like I thought, was very intimate. It was nice that you kind of had. The one thing I actually liked about it was the lights were down, and you had kind of like mood. I say mood lighting, but you kind of had like.
Randy did that, which was cool.
Was it actually like light Christmas tree kind of lights, or was it?
No, those are they were the color wash lights.
Yeah.
Whatever it was like a very soft white. Yeah. And what's cool is, like, have you guys ever gone to, like, an outdoor pop-up bar in, like, a city?
I've been like in Florida. They have like pop up like food truck things with like bistro lighting outside.
Yeah.
I've been to one of those.
Yeah, like I went to Philly one time and we were like walking
in the
by.
Trees.
Well, like this one we like walked and was like between two buildings, and they literally brought a bunch of like wood chips in to make a flooring. And then they brought like a makeshift bar and tables, and
that's so cool.
And like you go in, they have all the lights crisscrossing over the top, and then you like sit in there, and it feels like you're in another world, and it's awesome. But you're in the middle of two buildings in the middle of a city.
Yeah,
and cool. It's kind of that's what I had the feeling of when you're at the tent, because you just felt like it was a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
Because if you just have it in the crate and it's open, you have the big high
know
walls.
The crate as
we were
the crate.
we were trying to figure out how to do it. It was actually, I think, Katie's idea to do the tent.
Yeah.
Our co-sponsor, Katie from Saranac Lake, she has Lakeview and Van B. We met her, and one day she was like, "Okay, I have a crazy idea, guys."
Just a little bit.
We were like, "What's the idea?" And she's like, "What do you think about putting a tent in the crate center?" And the two of us both were like,
"That's good.
Let's do
cool.
it."
Yeah, fill up yours. Yes.
And then it kind of took some begging, honestly, but
to put the tent in.
Yeah, because
I think
it was a lot of work, but I think everybody at the end of the day was like, "Okay, this was totally worth the work." And I mean, I can't speak for the workers because I didn't install the tent, but.
Yeah,
I'm
sure
there was
definitely work involved, but I think at the end of the day, it was well worth.
They were glad they did it. They hated us when we were telling them what we wanted.
Because the pictures we got and everything, like, I look at the pictures now. I just put Throwback Thursdays up on Party Plus's Instagram the other day because I was like, this is, like, so cool.
Do you run that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. It's just me.
Really?
Survivor.
No, it looks good. Like, it's very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Today I had my Empower Women quote on there that I just told you about. I got it from Rising Tide Society.
I'll have to follow it, obviously Instagram. I want to do that, and then the podcast, the Belfort one. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
No,
I don't know. And reading those posts, this sounds so cheesy and stupid, and I want to punch myself for saying it. But literally reading, like, when you read the comments and stuff and, like, things people suggest and, like, say back and forth, I feel like after I read it, I'm 10 times more, like, motivated. Like
after posts,
after reading like other people's ideas, like not just like I'm way more motivated reading about something on social media, like other people like speaking, posting, than I would be if I like were to sit down and read a book at this very moment.
Are you one that reads a lot of like inspirational quotes? Is that like
I do, but I don't search for them, if that makes sense. Like if they pop up, I read them, but I don't like Pinterest inspirational quotes.
I think it depends on the person posting. Quotes. If you have like a lot of respect for that person, then like be like, okay, that post like is a good post. There's probably only like one person I follow that would really put anything out post wise. That'd be like one or two. Then I'm like, okay, I like actually look at that, and it's more of like mindset. Like, okay, yeah, that's right. Like kind of get you back on track kind of deal.
I follow an Instagram mindset thing, and I like their posts.
Is that what it is? A lot of like motivational stuff?
It's motivational, but it's kind of also, again, like vibes and like your mindset and like your mentality and how to live your daily life. Mm-hmm. I feel like I did a lot of self-reflecting over the last year, and following those Instagram accounts really like makes me think.
That's good. Go deeper.
Yeah.
A little deeper.
I feel like literally I just... Like, when I read something like that, you actually repost some sometimes where I read them, and afterwards I'm like...
Yeah, I like when it, like, fits with, like, what I'm dealing with, like, currently.
Yeah, like, processing or going through.
No, I think that's great. So this is more for Steph. How are the... I don't know. How are the Dodgers doing this year?
Good. They just won last night.
Okay, but where are they in the standings?
I don't know.
So this is my thing, because you're my... I'm just considering you my Dodger friend. So... I got a bat over there. Did you see that?
Oh, is this post? From your Instagram post?
I didn't.
Yes, I didn't see the post.
So I'm just gonna. This maybe has nothing to do with either of you. I just wanted to use baseball to tie into my bat story. So a buddy of mine, he gets like, I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but he's kind of the guy that does like the vending and stuff for merchandise and you know different people that sign stuff. So the guy that signed that is my all-time favorite. I used to love the Montreal Expos. I say used to, still do. They're going to come back.
Yeah, my dad did too.
When we saw the Dodgers play them up in Montreal.
My dad like loved the Expo games.
Yes, like I'm a huge fan. So I actually Throwback Thursday photo today. I guess I don't know. I got my mom, sister. I don't know. We're in a group message. Sent a photo of a 1998 family reunion. Me rocking a tie-dyed Happy Plate T-shirt with a Montreal Expos baseball cap. 8 years old. Love it. So then
that's funny.
So he ended up finding this, and I told him, I said, my favorite player of all time is Vladimir Guerrero, who was like their stud back in the day.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I keep hitting that.
No, it's fine. It's just a power cord. So Vladimir Guerrero, so he ended up saying, listen, I got the bat signed by him, which I know because I have some of his autographs from when I was a kid. Still do. And then he wrote underneath the stats, and he wrote on the last line, it's HOF 2018, Hall of Fame 2018. So, and then I looked at it because you can track where that bat was signed. He signed it in Cooperstown during the Hall of Fame weekend when he was inducted. So I ended up buying it. So I'm like, that's going to go up on my shelf once it's all done.
That's so cool.
So sorry, that was just it had nothing to do with anything except I just tied Dodger baseball into my bat.
When are you putting this shelf up?
Working on it. We're working on
Is Ryan Lee making it for you?
Nope, that's not what we're working on. We're working on something different.
You're doing the conference table.
Yeah, but this.
You told me about that.
Yeah,
I want to get him into the Rattle Show.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
He'd be good for stuff if he were to make like little decals and stuff for weddings.
Is that the Rondak?
Rondak guy, yeah.
Yeah, I like the stuff he does.
Does he have a podcast too?
Him.
He does. Story of Gumption. I was on it, episode something. I don't know. Listen to it.
It's funny. I feel like who else has a podcast that's local?
Matt Craig.
Matt Craig, yep.
Matt Craig.
He's the loan officer.
Yep.
And he has the
beard, Open Gate Farmstead.
Yep.
See?
And then
that's what happens when I cross promote people. Now she knows about
He's
him.
the one
and
that
then
Ryan
I listened to Ryan Gwynup's the other day.
Yeah, so you were on Ryan's. I got to listen to that. I didn't listen to that
I
podcast.
just listened to it because I'm a number one fan.
I'll be number two. I'll re-listen to it. I saw it. I did want to listen to it. I went on his month or two ago. And
I listened to that one too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
We bashed Matt Craig for half hour. It was so
I
much
listened
fun.
to that.
But
so
like,
then when he's brought him up, I was like, oh, I know who Matt Craig is.
Yeah, so he's like Matt Craig, and then he's like, dude, I hate Matt Craig. I'm like, dude, for Matt Craig being a farmer, he's got the cleanest truck I've ever seen. And we were just like ragging on Matt Craig, but no, he's a good buddy of ours. But he, those podcasts are all good, but yeah. So no, we're gonna make that later. I'm gonna build shelves up there too. I'm trying to like learn how to do woodworking. Actually, up there's gonna be kind of cool because it's kind of like gonna be like industrial board looking thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a floating shelf, and I'm gonna take those obviously the cool things.
Throwback Thursday, Elle Belle days.
Oh yeah, so did we talk about Elle Belle last time?
I don't think.
Can you bring it up or no? Is this like
it isn't like existent anymore.
Are you gonna bring it back?
I mean, I wouldn't bring it back as Elle Belle.
I mean, to be honest, remember you were talking about like, man, Elle Belle was when I was really young.
Yeah, I started it when I first started working on it. It was like a year and a half of planning.
But you were what, 18, 19?
I started planning it when I was 17, launched it when I was 18.
Because the funny thing is, like when I look at the mug, I'm like, yeah, you're definitely 18.
No, literally, like
she told me that she's like,
I told you that. I said to him at lunch, I was like, the watercolor, the cursive, the logo screamed like child to me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I did something really cool for being 18 years old, but
no, it's dope. It will go on my shelf.
But I mean, I look at the logo and I'm like, damn, girl, you got to get it together. You got to get that graphic design degree, if anything. Yeah,
you've gotten better since, but that's all right. We like the idea. We like everything behind it.
Childish Anna, so uneducated.
I wouldn't say that. Just inexperience. You had to work at it.
Actually, that's how I heard about Rising Tide Society. They should sponsor me tonight.
You've a lot of shout outs. I will actually check them out.
That's how I found them though, was when I was starting my blog. I literally Googled one day, I was like, how can I network with other bloggers? Because I went into it, I had no sources. Didn't know a single person blogging. It was not a thing. Nobody locally did it. It was not a popular topic when I was going into it. But my mom said that when I was in middle school, my mom was like, what do you want to do when you're older? And I was like, I want to have a blog. Whatever the hell that means.
You still could.
I mean, yeah, I think about it now. I look at it like Brady said to me the other day. He was like, I feel like you have more that you could offer a person than you did when you were 18. Because I really send me a bottle of your shampoo and I will review it for $5 a subscriber.
Oh.
That's what I was doing. But I was also sharing
do you know that there's a little kid right now that made $32 million last year reviewing toys?
What? I didn't make $32 million.
He's like 6 or 7. Made 32 mil.
That's dope.
No, it's a true story. You can look this up.
I'm going to.
Also, the most expensive art by a living artist sold, I think, earlier this year for $92 million.
What is going on?
Yeah. So this is my theory on everything. It's not my theory. It's actually, this is how it is. It's facts. Is that if you increase the demand around what you want to do, you get compensated for increasing the demand. Mm-hmm. So naturally, right?
Yeah.
So Elle Belle. So if you increase the demand, all of a sudden people start following. Now people want to send shampoo because they know they now can reach more people. It's all. There's a reason why Joe Rogan gets.
I had a lot of dog people.
But you found your niche, so you're gonna find there's a reason Joe Rogan makes a lot of money per show. Tens or 100,000, whatever he makes per show. I make none. So there's that.
But maybe someday you'll be
someday.
there. Like the Bachelor podcast. We're big Bachelor podcasters.
All right, I'm out. I don't know anything about that. But
they make a lot of money podcasting.
But you take a lot of these people, they increase the demand around them. So like, there's not a huge demand around this. I do it for other reasons, but the idea, well, maybe it could. Maybe someone catches on, it catches fire. But for you, the Elle Belle thing, obviously, if you increase the demand at some point when you started, it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then you've increased the demand.
And I invested a lot into it, and it was kind of stupid. I mean, it wasn't stupid because I loved doing it. I really did love
if you
it.
had fun
I was
and you
doing,
learned
like,
from it, it's
I spent like
experience.
hours and hours a week working on it. And then it kind of just became too much. I couldn't like balance it because it literally, like I said, is hours and hours upon work every week because you have to like put stuff out like continuously. And I couldn't keep up with it with everything that was going on in our lives. So I was just like, I had a shop. Like I had the mugs. People were buying tote bags. I had people buying pens, and you pay more for that. Literally, people paid for those.
I agree.
Why did they pay for them? I mean, looking back, I'm like, first of all, I hired a graphic designer. She's not listening to this, obviously. She was from Virginia, but like, what was she thinking when she told me that was my final product? Like, what was I thinking when I said, oh, yeah, I love it?
You were 19, so I agree.
18. That 1 year matters.
18 does. That's it. No, but if you increase the demand, like Steph, like imagine, okay, so Steph's going to get this barn. It's going to be dope. Like all of a sudden, you're going to have more people than you can handle. What happens when you get more people than you can handle? Supply and demand. What do?
Build another barn.
Yeah, I was going to say that's in the plans.
Oh, no. I was going to say you jack prices up. Supply and demand. That's
Yeah,
like, why is a
true.
piece of art $92 million?
But also...
Do you know what it was? It was a stainless steel bunny. Look it up.
I love bunnies. We have a stainless steel bunny in my mom's backyard.
Could be worth some money. But this guy was like, I suppose that thing was like kind of a big thing. But what happens is when you increase the demand for your product, so then you look at it and it's like, okay, I'm going to charge X per whatever. And you have that number. Then all of a sudden you have too many people and you're turning people away. Well, then it'll go, well, why don't I go 120% of X? So now you've raised everything 20%. And guess what's going to happen? The people that aren't serious are going to dip down, but you're still going to fill. So you might have not as much demand, but you're going to have enough to fill everything, which is what you want anyways.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen? People get accustomed to that pricing, demand, raise it up another 20%, 10%, whatever, and you keep doing it. Eventually, it's like, man, we really like that barn. And then it'll be a point where it'll be like, it's too expensive. And then you're like, okay, we've hit the saturation point. Let's drop a little bit. But you're going to get to the point where you can break even. You're like, we have a steady flow. People will pay this max amount. And that's how you do it. And then... Or if it's too crazy, you can open another venue, but that's more overhead and stuff. But then if you can do more, I mean, that's just how it all works. Like you just supply and demand. Like, you know, I'd love to, as I get more in demand, like raise my commission fees because people want to use me. Like that's something I've thought about. I can't do it now. There's no agent that does that. But if I increase the demand and people really want to work with me, then it's like, okay, great. I just don't have a lot of time for everybody, so I'm just going to raise my fees, and then the really ones I want to work with me will pay it, and I'll make more per deal. So it's in the plans. Thoughts.
Long-term plan.
Long-term plans. 10-year goal. That's
visualize it.
Yeah,
And it'll
20.
happen.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's like a 10-year goal from now. That could happen.
It will happen.
Potentially
Yeah,
stupid
it will
question.
happen. I always say can to people, and then in my head I'm like, it's will. But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Who makes the acceptance coffee? That you post about all the time.
It's Ace and Benner.
Really? Gone. Like, dude.
Every time I
It's
feel
like
like
stomp.
something's happening.
It's like, yeah. It's a perfect thing. I see you post about it all the time. That's why I was just wondering.
It's Aaron and his son and his wife. I mean, the whole family.
That's pretty cool.
It's actually.
Where does he sell it? Is it at Rolf's?
Yep.
I saw it at Rolf's,
And
and I
they
wondered
work-
if it was the coffee. I screwed up. I should have bought it.
Yeah, no, you should. It's a
That's
good
how
cause.
it was on my radar. I passed it like 2 weeks ago.
They to be honest, they were doing. What were they doing? Their mugs are really cool too. They were doing an e-commerce kind of thing, like an e-site to purchase it, but they took it down for a little bit. I think they might be back up now. And I bought a T-shirt. They have T-shirts. They had a bunch of stuff. They had a bunch of merch, but
and it's good coffee.
yeah, really good.
We're big coffee people at our house, so
Really
I
good.
should
It
try
comes in whole bean, so grind it up.
Yeah,
get
grind
that
it.
good aroma. But it's really good if you can have it. Yeah, if you guys have stickers, let me know. I'm slowly like adding to that board.
Yeah, I gotta get you some stuff.
What else I got there? Yeah, I got a couple good people up there.
Well, I'd give you an Elle Belle sticker, but we do not want to grace the board with that one.
We'll wait till you rebrand.
I'm kidding. I don't even have.
We'll wait till the
stickers.
rebrand. So and I want you to go off on this because we actually talked about doing a podcast on this subject.
Oh, don't even get me started, sir.
Which one is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Millennials?
Yes.
Oh my God. I can't stand when people say millennials are lazy. I can't stand it. Do you see the veins popping out of my neck?
Please expand on that.
Because I think, personally, and people are going to listen to me and be like, Anna, shut your mouth. My mom's probably listening to this, and she's like, Anna, shut up.
Sorry, Mrs. Hewitt. I swore a couple times.
I'm getting going.
Yeah, my bad. It is explicit, okay. Though, so you knew I was going to swear. But
I can't stand it because I think that it's a totally, one-sided... I totally understand where people come from because there are millennials that literally have no form of work ethic, but they also just expect, everything and anything to be handed to them. I have, friends that are like that, literally just expect their parents to, hand them $100,000 and say, go, buy your house. But, I don't think that it's necessarily a millennial thing because I think a lot of millennials, which I have a lot of friends also, that millennials work their asses off, to get what they want. My parents, I got to give them credit, though, because they never, I guess you could say I was spoiled because I had good opportunities and I was, I never, I guess had to struggle in that sense. They always were there to help me if I wanted something. They always let me have what I needed to do my soccer, my track. I was never, cut short, you know what I mean? But, they taught me that, if I want to, move out, I had to work for it. They weren't going to pay for my apartment. They were going to pay for my house. I literally, when I was 17 years old, starting Elle Belle, I said to my mom, I'm not going to live in an apartment. I want a house. I did it. And then literally people are like, well, you're a lazy millennial. And I'm like, that is so rude. I go home and I email people at 11 o'clock at night in my bed because I don't want to make them wait 14 hours for a response for me to go back to work the next day. And I don't think she and I are ever classified as lazy. I think we literally are we're there. We know what we're doing. We like what we do and we work hard. I think it's insulting to say to somebody, well, you're a millennial. You don't know how to work.
I told Erin that today. That was one thing I said about you, which is good. I said she's a real a go-getter, very very active, very into it, and that's another thing. I like positive people and I like non-lazy people. So the fact that you guys are doing what you're doing in your 20s and or have done, because you've basically in 4 years have done, from what I know, quite a bit, and then the fact that you're just hey, I'm mid-20s. I'm just going to do this whole barn thing and just crush it.
You're now an entrepreneur.
It's really cool.
You need to update your LinkedIn profile to say that.
I do.
Yeah.
I am an entrepreneur. Doesn't that just sound so dope?
Rolls off the tongue. Yeah. But I think it's really cool. And my biggest pet peeve, I guess, is that because I see a lot of people, I deal with a lot of people, lazy entrepreneur or not entrepreneurs, just millennials aren't lazy. I think people are lazy in this overall. I think majority of people. I say majority, but there's a lot of people that are just lazy. It doesn't matter the age. I mean, I trust me. I go into a lot of homes. There's a lot of lazy people because I'll go in and there's people just kind of hanging out in the house or tenants that are just kind of slugs on the couch, and I'm like, dude, go do something.
Yeah, especially with technology and everything so advanced. It just
I went to a house tonight and it's just a dump, but yet they have all these video games and things like that. And I'm I don't want to say maybe you're a video game professional. I don't know, but at the end of the day, if you're just kind of hanging out doing nothing and you don't want to work, and and I have a lot of conversations. People complain about this, that, or the other thing, and I'm listen. One, you live in America, which is the greatest country in the world, and two, it's you have every opportunity to do anything you want. If you don't like something, quit, go do something, move, do whatever. If you don't if you complain that Plattsburgh or North Country is so bad, then guess what? Pack up and move to anywhere else in the world or in the country or wherever, or the state. But I don't think you guys are lazy at all. I think if anything, you guys are the epitome of go-getters, especially at a young age. And I would, I know I would be in that category because I just I work 14-hour days on the regular, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I just love it. And I think there's a lot of people 80 KYP we talked about, those people. There's not a lazy bone in that organization because those people are all. You don't go to a young professional group meetings consistently if you're lazy.
Because it's after hours too. I think it says a lot about you.
100%.
Coming from me, who has
it starts at 5:30. Most people are done work at 5 and they can just go crash and I'm going to go out and go to this event at 5:30.
Except I literally think I said to you the other day when we met at lunch. I looked at it and I was honestly, I knew I had to go, but I got out of work. It was a long day and I was just oh, it's sunny out. I'm done. I gotta go sit outside.
So never mind. And Anna's not always lazy. She's usually pretty good, but
part-time.
No, I think that's definitely a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, and I just find it. I don't think people realize, and it's a lot of the older generation people that dish it, and a lot of them say it to me sometimes, and I have a moment where I'm like, are you thinking before you're saying that? Like, I don't think you are like looking at the actual facts of it. And I think another thing that it goes back to, I look back at like my other job, and I was so miserable at that job. Like, I was totally unmotivated, and I almost feel like that, like being unmotivated and hating your job though, I feel like radiates like you are lazy. Mm-hmm. But I think people misunderstand like people not enjoying or having their niche with being just flat out lazy. Like, I think there's a very big difference between a person having a niche and like something they're really good at
versus being lazy,
versus being in a position that they don't enjoy it, and they're just trying to move on to something else.
Yeah, and then there's some of that too.
And I don't think people realize it takes guts to leave a job and then go to something else.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's like a big thing. Yeah.
Like, I've seen people do that a lot, and a lot of times when you make a move, like you making a move from, basically a very steady full-time job to all of a sudden saying, hey, I'm going to go take this kind of leap of faith. I think it's going to pay off. But my thing is kind of what I do in my business. Like, if I don't sell homes, I don't get paid. And if I don't get paid, like me, my family, we don't be able to, house, food, all that kind of stuff, like healthcare, all this stuff that we need to pay for, like, doesn't happen. So like, I'm super motivated to do it. So like, to me, if I just stop kind of doing stuff and just kind of went through the motions, I'm probably not making I'm going to struggle. So like, I'm always like looking at not falling behind. You're kind of the same thing. You jump into this industry that's going to be in a position where you're probably going to have a lot more headaches than you had anywhere else because you're the head person. Mm-hmm. But if you embrace that, that's like me. I mean, there's decisions I make and things I have to do all the time that normal agents don't have to do because they're agents. They go in, they don't have to worry about stuff at the office. They don't have to worry about, a lot of small details where we're throwing that on top of all the other work that I'm doing. So like, I look at it is I have like a business hat, I have the company hat, and then I have a bunch of other stuff that ties into that in general. Like, so I mean, it's the unknown. So like, to be lazy, it's like, if you're putting in countless hours, like I wish there was 40 hours in a day to work. Like I like not a week, but like in a day, because I would use all of them up, but that's one where I like you said, passion part of it, you have to find the passion in it. So for you, obviously you're chasing your passion now. I know you're working on that. So you are, you'll get there, but
over here still at that roadblock.
It's the checkpoint, but you're doing good. And I think, but eventually that will happen. But it's the cool thing is that as long as you're striving towards that, like 22 is young. Like when I was 22, I was 2 years into real estate doing nothing. Like nothing. I mean, I was working towards it. You were not
lazy.
I wasn't lazy, but I wasn't like I was not like I was living at home, mom and dad. Like that's the thing. Like 22, like both of you guys are like way beyond where I was at your ages, which is I tell that to the new people that come on. I'm like take Hannah. I'm like. Yeah. Like the fact that you're even like asking me half the questions you ask, I'm like, get out of here. Like I was 19. I was like,
she seems much older than she is.
Yeah, she's great. She's head and heels beyond her age and anybody her age. But it's the same idea like that. It takes time to build and grow, but as long as you're working towards something that you like, I think that's what you got to find is like what you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
But I don't think millennials are lazy at all. There are lazy millennials, I get that.
Yeah, but there's also lazy old people.
Yeah.
And there's also lazy managers.
Yeah.
And there's people that are they ruin it for other people. I think it's a mix of like where you are and what you're doing.
We talked about this, like attracting, the law of like attraction. Like the fact is I believe that there's a lot of positive, like good millennials is because that's who I surround myself with is like positive, good millennials. Like I'm not hanging out with lazy people because like no offense, like you're like going to damper my mood and like I'm not about that.
Drag it down.
Yeah. Like I don't have time for that. So, but that's maybe why I got a skewed view of it. But I think anybody that thinks negatively just hasn't searched out the people that are actually doing stuff and I like moving the needle forward because at the end of the day, like think about it. If you guys like, I don't plan on moving out of the area. And I don't think either of you guys are planning on moving out of the area, or if you're settling down around here. And so it's like, we're going to be in a position that for 30, 40, 50 years are still going to be doing stuff. Like, it'll be fun. Like, we're going to end up like, I'll be old. I'll be like 80, but you guys will be like in your 70s and we'll be like probably still kicking it, doing stuff. But it's kind of fun to like look back and say, wow, look at all the stuff we've been able to do. And obviously I know this has happened, but like one of my main business goals is to try to get as many people, a rising tide raises all ships. It's like have everybody kind of like paddling in the same direction. And then everybody just gets like blown up, like great. Yeah. Like, which is cool because you can't do it on your own. And I'm now looking at it as not just real estate, but like how can we tap into other industries to help everybody? Not from like, oh, everybody's going to buy a home. Like, no, it's the idea like how can we all like help it. I don't want to say self, but like we all help each other grow because we're all trying to promote and help and put energy and it could be whatever. It could be like, you know, if one of you guys said, like, oh, I don't know, can you make, like, I had that problem the other day and I called you guys up and I'm like, hey, can you kind of help me out with this favor? It's the same thing. Like, if you said, hey, do you know the number to this guy or can you help out this or whatever? Like, you're probably going to drop of the hat, do it for that person because we built this, like, you know, base relationship that we're going to try. And that's like Adirondack Young Professionals. I can call any of those guys up or gals up in a minute and they would bail me out of whatever I needed, wherever pickle I was in. They would be like, yeah, okay, I'll help you out. And it's fun to have, but it's also we're all kind of working towards the same goal, and we know we all have the same mindset. So yeah, the millennial that does kind of piss me off. But
I had a debate with someone I work with yesterday about if references are like a valid thing these days, and I looked at him and I was like, I understand the point of a reference, and I understand if it's my business, I would call to get a reference, but a part of me has that one moment of doubt, and maybe it's also just like my personal opinion.
Like a hiring thing?
Yeah, where I'm like, how do you know that reference is even worth you calling? Like, if it's not there, like, what if they're jumping fields? Like, what if I hire, like, somebody that's a realtor to come into the wedding industry? How is a realtor going to really tell me, oh, she's going to be great at weddings?
Have you guys ever hired somebody? Like Party Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just... yeah, okay. No, I mean, but it's something that was new to me until... It was new to me until like this year, basically, probably, or maybe about
it's hard.
About a year ago. So I'd probably say within the last year, I've never really had to hire anybody, and I've probably said hired, but I mean like bring on, hire, whatever. Probably 5 people in the last year. I'm the worst person. Like, even I've had interns. I've had like 6 interns, and they'll come in and like they'll bring me their resume, and I swear to God, either I don't print it out or like I look at it just to know their name. Like my thing with like. When I do a job interview, yeah, it's usually not printed out, or they'll bring it and they'll set it on the table. And I'll sit there and I usually just talk to them. Like, if you seem positive, have a good vibe, and like seem like a go-getter and don't seem crazy, you're probably going to like be good. Like, I just want good people. I don't care I don't really care. Obviously, if you know your stuff, that's good because there's a learning curve that we can kind of just like fast forward. But even if you don't know what you're talking about, but you have the willingness to learn it and you have a very good positive attitude and like a good vibe, then like I'm in. Like, my thing is I'd rather have the culture be good than your skills be polished, because you can learn stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you can be taught, anybody can learn anything. And to be honest, if you have like a drive to be well or do good, then like I think you'll learn it and you'll be able to do whatever job that's asked. So like I'm not the most like by the book.
Yeah, I feel like I do the same way,
is that
though.
The word? Like, you know, like somebody
but you
can
like, read people, and that's
I get like a very
factor.
good, I just get a good like sense of who they are, and then I'd be like, yeah, you're fine, and so far it's been great. Like, I've had no issues on anybody that we've had at the company being like, oh, I messed that one up. Yeah, they've all been good. So
we like lucked out because we were like a 2-man department for the most part in party, but we got hired literally in the same like 2-week interval.
You guys started together?
Yeah, and then we started like. Literally, I think within 5 days.
Was that kind of a new thing when you guys went in, or was smaller, or did it just happen that 2 people had left?
Bigger.
It had just gotten bigger. The same person had been there for like built it up.
Yeah,
and
then it was just a single person.
Yeah,
so then
it expanded to 2 positions, and then we both were like. It got big enough that the 2 of us were busy all day, every day towards the season. Like,
and we were able to market and promote more, whereas before it was just strictly like trying to get events booked and stuff. Where done. Now we could like market and stuff.
Yeah, and we kind of lucked out in that sense because we didn't really. I mean, the 2 of us never really like crossed paths, I guess, if that makes sense. Literally. It was, I knew her name, but I only knew of like her name because Nick is a year ahead of me, and I had known him from like sports and stuff. And then I literally had no interaction before, and then she started working, and then I feel like the two of us were like, there was never like a power struggle.
Like, hi.
No, literally the two of us like jumped into it, and there was never like that. I feel like a lot of people told me when we got hired, they were worried about having two females in the department trying to like co-manage and do it together. And we really never, I don't think anybody ever felt like we were like stomping on the other one's toes. It was kind of just like if I was out, she covered it. If she was off on a Tuesday, I covered it.
Yeah.
Like you could call one or the other. There was never like workplace drama. Mm-hmm. And it was, she got her stuff done, I got my stuff done. It was never like by the books of like, well, this is what she's qualified to do or I'm qualified to do. It was literally like, oh, you do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's tough, I think, if you have two people that are kind of at the same level and they're trying to like, you know, kind of like an ego trip and they're trying to outdo the other one. Like if you're working the same thing and like whatever, 50-50, I think you're good. Yeah. Because I think you guys, I don't know the dynamic between you guys day to day, but you guys both seem like you're very similar in like work ethic and excitement and all that good
Except
jazz.
you did call us the dynamic duo in
episode 22?
Yep. The first podcast.
Episode 43 plus 1. It was supposed to be 44.
Yeah, you need to put
it. Or 44 minus 1.
And that was not, 44 minus 1. That wasn't even planned. That like legit was just like, it would have fell on that. And I noticed that the other day.
It's because it's crazy. That's Illuminati.
I needed that
My
one.
mom thinks every time I say like, oh, it's Illuminati. She's like, Anna, that's not Illuminati. And I'm always like, yes, it is. Like, let it happen, Martha.
Do you
hear that, Martha?
Did you see the Bill Gates meme I sent you? And he was like, you look at that, but it was like this for a minute. I'm like, oh, I gotta send this.
That's funny.
Did you read that book yet?
No, I started it though.
Did you?
I haven't finished it yet though.
Okay. I don't think you were as big into it.
What? Is that like
the Lost Symbol?
Yeah. That was
DC,
a big book.
like coding. I'm into it.
It's great.
I love DC. Peep DC. Shout out DC.
I read all the what is it?
DC should also sponsor me. This is my recruitment video for
I was thinking,
Rising Tide Society in Washington, D.C.
Do you just fly? You said you just fly down to D.C. and just like go?
Well, we used to take the train.
Okay.
But now we have the direct flight, and Brady and I flew, and the flight is literally an hour there and 45 minutes coming home.
But that's like a normal thing. You
yeah,
guys
people do it for work all the time, I guess.
But do you go a couple like weekends a year?
We're going to now that we're living full time in our house in Plattsburgh now, so we're not commuting back and forth. So we're saving like big bucks. I feel like just told you started making mad payments on my credit card today.
That's right. Victoria's Secret.
So
checked off the box.
Yep. TJX credit card checked off the box. American Eagle checked off the box. And we're now like saving. I didn't realize how much money we were wasting on the ferry by going back and forth all the time, which we were lucky that we could.
How often did you go back and forth?
He and I were going back and forth up to like sometimes 3 to 4 times in a week.
Oh.
We were sleeping in Winooski and in Plattsburgh.
Why did you go over there? Did he work there?
He went to school there.
Oh.
So he just graduated from St. Michael's College.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
And yeah, so we were commuting back and forth. We spent a lot of weekends here for the most part. Sometimes I'd be here for like Friday, Saturday, and then I'd go back over there for Sunday, Monday, and then I'd be coming to work, going back over. He'd be coming over after work sometimes to do whatever, because he works at Adirondack Helping Hands. So we were just like juggling it, and we were spending a lot of money between everything.
Yeah.
So now we're
Ferry's
going to be
not
able...
cheap at all.
No. And now we're...
$15.25?
Stupid.
Yeah, it's a lot. And now we're going to be able to like actually... We were talking about it the other day. We're going to be able to like go on weekend trips to... Because you can literally go Friday to Monday morning, and that's all you need. You really don't need any more than 2 days to do the stuff. We don't even do like the tours or anything. We literally go to Georgetown. You can go to pubs, bar hop, just chill. And then you're literally like at the same time sitting on history. Like the other day... Not the other day. We weren't there the other day. But when we went to an Irish pub, we were like talking to the waiter, and all of a sudden he was like, oh yeah, this building was built in like the 1700s. And then you can see like old bottles like cemented into the wall.
Handprints.
And Illuminati signs.
How far are you in that book?
Like 4 pages.
That escalated quickly. Did you? Wait, you have the book, right?
Yeah, you gave it to me. Do you want to know where it is? On my dining room table.
Wait, did I give you it?
Yeah, you lost track, clearly.
I got to start getting like a sign out thing because I give people books. I'm like, you would like this, read it. Did I give you the one with the pictures?
Yep.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You were like, I think you'd be more into this, and I was like, it's like he knows me.
Scratch that.
Like
I was just about to say like, oh, I got a book with the pictures.
It's a fat book without the pictures.
I couldn't
like,
read that.
And it's tiny.
It's good.
Like
it's fast though. It's fat. Like it's like a thriller. So you like page turner.
I don't know if I could qualify myself as a page turner. I'm more of a podcast and chill.
Nicole here can speed read like crazy.
My mom can speed read. It's kind of amazing.
She can read like I can read probably like a 200-page book in like 2 to 3 hours.
I can't comprehend it.
Are you kidding? Okay, that's a totally different level.
Like she's like, I don't read. It's pretty crazy.
It's a true speed reader.
She goes, I don't read like the thes, us, is. So she just goes through and reads the main gist of it. And she can comprehend the whole thing. And she just goes through. She said she read the last Harry Potter book in like a few hours after it came out.
Oh, my sister did that. She stayed up all night. She went to the midnight release, and she was done it by like 42 hours after. Like, finished, done.
That's crazy.
And she would reread, I think, the other one before, so that she had like her... I think this was her. It may have been someone I
probably
worked
was,
with.
yeah.
But she used to like sit and read it, and then literally go to the event, get home from the like book launch, and then sit and read it again. And my mom said she'd stay up all night reading it. I remember the last book she read. She was so... I think she was bothered by the ending, actually. I didn't read the Harry Potter books, though. I can't remember.
Ooh, they're good. Did you read them?
No.
I'm not...
So it sounds like I've actually never read a book in my life.
That's my problem.
I read Twilight.
I don't really read.
Oh,
I read Twilight. I didn't like it.
That was because I had like ISS for a week or something, and people gave me the books.
What?
Showing up late to Spanish class too many times.
No,
I got
really?
ISS once in high school, and it was because
I was just kind of wondering,
late.
like, wait,
that is actually the best.
who'd you beat up? Like,
I had ISS for a week.
So yeah.
Steph, total badass.
What can
I read it during my ISS. What?
But yeah, you need to go to DC every weekend. Long story short.
No,
you too. I keep telling her she needs to go to DC. Her and Dylan need to go. She would love it.
I've been for 4 hours.
No, you need to like go do the. You do need to go go see the Lincoln Memorial. Go to the. I
did. I saw those. I mean, it was.
It's cool. I think the whole atmosphere is neat.
I just rushed too quick, so I never really got to appreciate it. So it's just kind of like rush. Okay, go see this one, rush, and then we just went to eat. So
I want to go. We're planning on doing the cherry blossoms in April this year.
That's a big thing, right?
Yeah, except the tourist time is like insane. So like we're back and forth because it's like, is it worth it? Because it's gonna one cost us triple the price to go, but two, it's like we love DC and that's what DC is like known for. Like
it's never gonna change.
I'm big into Christmas ornaments, and when I bought my Christmas ornament, it's covered in cherry blossoms. So I was like, I need to go see the cherry blossoms. But
I mean, they'll be there in like a few years too.
But so will the 25 million people that go.
Yeah, well. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, that's why you go during the off season. We go in January. I've gone in January.
Cherry blossoms only come out in the spring, right?
Yeah, for like 1 week. That's it. But I've gone a couple times in January when it's the off season, and we went to the Jefferson Memorial. We were 2 people of I think 6. So like you get the whole monument to yourself, like for pictures, like seeing things. Nobody is like in your shot, like whatever.
We went in
prime selfie time.
We went in June, and we went to the Lincoln Memorial, and it was packed.
Yeah, it's not in January. And it's comfortable enough that you can walk around. So, like, they had a horrible snowstorm when we were there. I got stuck, and she had to cover my Monday shift. And even for everything shut down on Sunday at, like, 2 o'clock because they don't have snow plows. So, Brady and I had to eat dinner at, like, 3 o'clock next to the hotel because everything was closing down. And we were like, okay, we're going to have to go watch movies. And it was so cool, though, because we wandered around Georgetown because we could walk in the snow. It was not that bad. It was, like, literally 6 inches. And everything was shut down. Like, to the point where you would have thought they were having a, like, insane apocalypse.
That's the problem, because they don't have, like, all the trucks, and they have snowplows and stuff. So
and the whole trip, though, it was, like, it was cooler to see the city in that, like, off-season, because you don't deal with, like, the tourists and the lines being out the door. Yeah. You just pop in and out. You go where you want to go. You don't have to do the tours. You can just walk in, walk out. We actually went during the D.C., like, the government shutdown, though, so we couldn't do a lot of stuff because everything was closed.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realize so much was, like, impacted by it, but a lot of the stuff was shut down. A lot of the tours, so a lot of people there were like, we have nothing to do, because they booked their stuff and they were coming from, like, California. So they were, like, sitting in restaurants, and they were like, the only museum that was open was, I think, National Archives and Holocaust. So Holocaust you can do in an hour. So if you have kids coming, it's like, what do you do with them at that point?
That'd be a rough one to go to, I think.
The Holocaust?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is amazing. Yeah.
I always get like that, like, bothers me.
Yeah, it's like
it's really disturbing, but it's like you go through it, and it's like I felt like I've gone twice now. It's like you like learn more every time you go through because it's so much stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you realize
it's like when you go to like Auschwitz. Or like I don't know if I want to go to like.
Yeah.
It's just like to me like
Brady
that doesn't.
went there.
Did he? Like that does nothing for me. Like honestly,
he said that was more like of an impact than the museum. But he said the museum it's kind of but. The actual camp is like a totally different vibe than the actual museum. So like he got both of them, and now that's on the bucket list.
I'd prefer to go to the museum versus I wouldn't want to go to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Like, I think Auschwitz, like that's it's.
I feel like I'd want to.
Well, to be honest, it's like when you go down to New York City, you go down to like the World Trade Centers, like the memorials. Like you can go there and it's like a morgue. Like you go down and people, it's just because it's so quiet. Like the the water's running and stuff, but like it's like. There's like no sound down there.
Yeah,
you go down, everybody's just like it's almost like you're walking through a church.
That's the Holocaust.
And like
it's silent.
I don't know how old you guys were during September 11th, but like still I have like very vivid memories of it. So like to me, that's always just something that's bothered me since like it happened.
I was like 3rd grade.
I was first.
I was 6. I was young, but I was like,
sent home from school.
Oh,
but I was like old enough to comprehend. You're probably right. Yeah, you're
How
what?
old are you when you're in 3rd grade?
I don't know.
9?
I think I was 6 in kindergarten.
9-ish?
5 in kindergarten, maybe.
Yeah, I was.
But you said you were 6.
6th grade.
Oh,
I was 12. I was 12.
Yeah, I was in either.
11?
I was in either kindergarten or 1st grade.
Yeah.
11 or 12.
3rd grade. That sounds right for you.
But it's crazy because like at that age, like still to this day, and that was almost 20 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. It's like it's still that vivid. Like you can
remember it.
Oh god,
I knew something was wrong.
Yeah,
like my parents were.
I remember where
freaking
I
out.
was. I remember who told me. I remember we had a soccer game canceled that day. Actually, no, we didn't. We played the soccer game, but
really,
we got sent home
from school.
It was modified. Like we're not modified. It was like mites.
Yeah, and
just surprised we played. I still remember where we played. It was like very like. It's weird. It's like stuff you just don't like. You don't forget the day. And I was young. Like I couldn't imagine being older at that day. But
did they tell you at Peru what happened?
No, they just sent us.
So my mom didn't want me to know because she knew I'd be freaked out because I was like a kid that overthought everything.
Yeah.
My mom literally discussed with my dad. My mom and dad were like, "We're not going to tell her what happened or why she was sent home. She was just sent home. Like that's it." We went to school the next day, and my mom said the school told us everything. Osama bin Laden, his name. And every time I'd go home, my mom said the wreath would shake on the door with wind. And I'd be like, it's bin Laden, he's coming. So my mom said I was like terrified. And then I think about it and I'm like, it's kind of sad to have like kids grow up like thinking that Osama bin Laden's going to come through your front door. Like,
yeah, I know. It's freaky. So for that, like too, like I've been down to the like memorials down there, but it's still, it's very like
I don't.
It's kind of eerie. Like you go down, you see like all the names and stuff, but it's like just the memory. Like I remember going in the there was right across the street there was a fire station there, and like you go look at the fire station obviously, and like on the like in the fire station they have every person that passed away from that fire station. They were like the first responders because they were literally right across the street. So like they all ran up and basically perished, and so like that kind of stuff like just obviously bothers me because. Like like I even to this day, like I think heights freak me out a little bit because of that event. I don't like heights. Like I was never like scared of heights, but like I have a fear of like high up like skyscrapers. Mm-hmm. Like and that's the kind of thing I think it came from that. So it's weird, but
and all the footage of it, it's freaky.
Yeah, there's like some scenes that just honestly like,
they literally make your stomach flip watching them.
Yeah, like
and they're literally video, and that's what freaks me out is it's someone was standing and recording that.
But have you seen any of the conspiracy stuff?
Yeah, we talked about that.
No, I haven't. To be honest, like I don't know, like there's certain things I think about. I'm like, yeah, it could be like Lincoln's assassination. I'm like, yeah, that could have been a conspiracy. I don't know. I wasn't around. I was born 30, 40 years after the fact. But like the fact that like September 11th, I have like such vivid memories. Like I don't know if there was conspiracy, but you just know what happened, and it's like I don't even care. Like
it was just messed up.
Yeah, but
same with I guess the Holocaust has conspiracies too, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's another one. It's like, man, like you grew up like Anne Frank and all these things. Yeah. Like you would like read stories or books or whatever, and like obviously like the Holocaust was like a major, like that was always something that you learned in school was a Holocaust for some whatever reason. That was like something that was like a focus or a chapter or whatever. But it was always just very creepy to me.
Mm-hmm. And they had to like filter it too when you were in school.
What's weird now is like
they don't filter it at the museum. So if you're not into it, then you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, like when the people
and literally like when you go through the museum, you can hear a pin drop. It's so quiet.
Yeah, it just like makes me sick to my stomach. But like it's weird because that was such a huge thing. And then you talk about like the genocides out in Africa and stuff and all these things, and they're doing the same damn thing. And it's like, it's 2019 and that stuff that, like still happening.
Yeah,
it's
freaky.
insane, absolutely insane. But
it's haunting.
yeah,
Gives you a sour taste in your mouth.
well, we just went from a very positive podcast to, I don't know, we got
what
very
the
negative.
hell?
It must be the
We went to the
champagne.
history of DC and it went downward from there.
Well, you mentioned
know.
Holocaust Museum. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I do recommend going. It's fascinating if you're interested in it, but I feel like you have to be into it to like find interest in it. Ding.
so
Sorry, I keep disconnecting.
you're fine. It's so
I literally am just punching it.
okay.
It's like my
all right,
anger.
we're gonna end. I don't even know what. God, it's late.
I have to pee.
We did a great job, guys.
We're gonna sign off right now.
This
and then
has
go back.
great content.
Good, great content.
I'm patting all of us on the back.
Have all the people that you told to listen to the podcast.
Yep.
To
Shout out
listen to the podcast.
to everybody that I gave a shout out to.
Good. Well, good. Good. Okay.
Wait, can we end it with this?
Wait. Wait. Just a sec. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
We all have to do it.
No. Okay, we're gonna end there. Okay, that's we're just gonna end there. That's episode 43. Anna and Steph, they're
44.
great.
-1.
44 minus 1 with Anna and Steph. We'll see you on episode 66 with both of the same ladies. So,
Adios. Oh my God.
thanks for listening to the Gaelan Trombley Show. If you want to reach me, you can go on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. The spelling, GaelanTrombley.